sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Sports on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by Bank West, Allied Plumbing, Beck Motors, Home Care Services, Venture Communications, Velos Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, State Farm Insurance, CHS River Plains, and Xander Auto Parts.
Coming out of the timeout, Elijah Bucci with the snap. He goes left side. Down to the end zone. He's in! Touchdown, Governors! They've got the lead with 8 seconds to go.
And by Wheelhouse Auto Body, Slumberland, SD7, Shane's Pharmacy, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, First Fidelity Bank, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping.
This will be tapped over. See if the Governors again can take advantage of Wander and set for Cronin. There's your win. In set one, 32-30. Campbell Cronin with 8 kills in the first set.
And by Wagner Auto, Sanford Clinic, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Envirotech, First National Bank, and Faith Lutheran Church.
As the Governors get across midfield, LaRoche now with some open space, looking to send one through forward for Aharts. It comes in, Aharts, he scores! Keith Aharts from LaRoche, and it's a 1-0 lead.
And by Cougar Climate Systems, Bottom Sanitation, Rising Hope Counseling, Pizza Ranch, Olson Plumbing, Dakota Storm Roofing, Ferding Electric, James Valley Landscaping, Lamb Motors, May Adam, and First Dakota National Bank.
Sheldon will lose the ball. The Pierre Governors, they fall on it. They're going to the dome. The Governors score with 8 seconds remaining, and they win it 14-9.
And by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Cougar Contracting, Karsten Erickson Roofing, Gales Gas, Edward Jones Financial, and First United Methodist Church. And now to the booth with the call of the game and the voice of the Pierre Governors, John Winkler.
And a good evening as we welcome you here to Huron as the Pierre Governors take on the Huron Tigers week 2 of the high school football season. John Winkler alongside Mendel Miller. Much better conditions Friday here tonight, Mendel, than it was last Friday. I think we finally get to see the Pierre Governors play some football tonight. Not that they didn't, obviously they got the job done last Friday, but it's going to be a much better atmosphere, much better conditions, and we're going to see what the Pierre Governor football team can really do starting tonight.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody really knows for sure after last week. You know, there's so much weather impact to that game, and only so many things you can do in those conditions. So I think both offensively and defensively, I think it's kind of game one.
And for the Huron Tigers, they lost to Yankton last week, in a team that was the #1 seed last year, and had the Governors an opportunity to beat the Governors in Yankton to go to the state championship. They played them tough. They had a lead in the third quarter and didn't get the job done, did Huron. But they threw the ball well. They threw it for 162 yards, didn't get any passing touchdowns, had 3 interceptions, but they ran the ball effectively with 4 different guys. It's a team that can spread the ball around it's not going to be, hey, we got to key on this guy, we got to key on that guy. There's several different guys that you have to stop tonight if you're the Pierre Governor defense.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't have the weather conditions that Pierre had to go through, so they were probably able, what you saw from them was probably more of what they are. So definitely their passing game was effective. Even with the 3 interceptions, you know, they still moved the ball and things like that. So certainly will be challenging for Pierre's offense. It'll be a lot different than it was last week.
You know, and you hear from the coaches, you'll hear from both of them coming up in just a little bit, from Drew Strand of the Huron Tigers and Coach Steve Steele of the Pierre Governors. But from a kind of coach's perspective, but just as someone that doesn't have to give the cliche answers, it's got to be hard for both Pierre and Huron going into this game, because Pierre wants to do what they want to do, but they don't know how well they can handle it. Huron on the other side was, well, we got to see how they line up. We got to see what they did. But you didn't really get to see exactly who the Pierre Governors were. It's got to be kind of tough for both these teams in week 2 that they're not used to seeing and having to clean things up on one who you're scouting and one as you're getting ready to play. It's got to be kind of tough. As much as they don't want to say it's going to be tough, it's got to be somewhat tough in week 2.
Yeah, absolutely. You always figure you make your biggest improvements from game 1 to game 2, but the question is, has Pierre had a game 1? They really probably maybe used 20% of the playbook or 20% of the game plan that they had in place just because of the weather and the limitations there. So they didn't. The good thing is they didn't show Huron a lot, but the bad thing is they didn't get to practice in a game situation all of those plays either.
Well, then, just the flip side of it, these guys got to be chomping on the bit to play in one, it's going to be a turf field, but just good weather conditions. The sun is shining. It's a little bit chillier. It's going to be feeling more like football weather to start this ball game out than it maybe other years where you're in September and you're still getting heat timeouts through the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. It's got to be pretty exciting for these guys to get on the field and also feel like they're playing week 1 of the season right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a football weather kind of night. It's 60 degrees, 58 degrees, and the sun's shining. There's a little breeze, but it's not enough to impact the game. So it's especially for Pierre and suffering through the long delay and everything that they went through last week and slippery football and all those challenges. This is almost a holiday. I'm sure they're really excited to just play in good conditions and really show what they can do.
Governor offense had 144 passing yards as well as 26 yards on the ground. Kay Ducheneau and Caleb Lounsbury are the only 2 guys that carried the football last week. Cooper Twilliger had 2 catches. Carter Schuffelbein had the 96-yard touchdown grab. Ducheneau also had a catch. So not a lot of guys got involved in the offense, and we'll see that. We'll see more guys get involved. Even if they end up getting involved a little bit more, we're going to see more of this offense tonight than what we did last Friday against Aberdeen Central. Let's go ahead and talk to our coaches. We'll first talk with the coach Drew Strand of the Huron Tigers. We'll come back in 3 minutes and start that conversation. Then we'll talk with Coach Steve Steele after that. Back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR. You're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierre is proud to sponsor today's game. Whether you're in the market for a brand new Ford, Lincoln, or Toyota, or a quality pre-owned vehicle, our team is here to get you back on the road in style. From tough trucks to family SUVs, we've got the selection you need and the hometown service you deserve. Browse online anytime at CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, where community drives us forward.
Planting for next year is right around the corner, but do you know how much nutrients your crops will need? Fall soil sampling with CHS River Plains can help you look at each field's nutrient carryover, provide you with a more accurate farm plan, and allow you to take a position on those nutrients needed when you see fit. Plus, it'll make your life easier next spring when the planters are ready to roll and you don't have to wait. Contact your local CHS River Plains agronomist today, and we'll get the pickup headed your way.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Joining me is Coach Drew Strand of the Huron Tigers as we get set for the Week 2 matchup between the Pierre Governors and the Tigers. Coach, you open up last week with the Yankton Bucks and end up leading that game in the second half, as then end up losing in that game. But first games always are very big question marks for every team, regardless of who you bring back and who steps in. You just don't really know until you start playing games. What'd you learn a little bit about your team in that first game?
Yep, I know that first week it's always crazy with people leaving and people coming back, and so it's always tough, even game planning for the next team. But we had a lot of guys coming back with a few guys moving around in different spots. So they all had varsity experience coming in to the game. I thought our team showed great effort, great attitude throughout the whole game of, typical years we would fold and kind of go down on ourselves, but we scored 2 touchdowns, to end that first half and tie it up and then eventually take the lead in the second half. But, I thought our team could have done a lot better, just holding each other accountable and not so many penalties. I think that really came back to, hurt us throughout the whole 4 quarters of whether it was false starts or jumping off sides. And, so once our guys clean up those things and if they can bring the effort that they brought week 1, I think, moving forward, this is going to be a great team to watch.
Yeah, and as you mentioned too, penalties always happen in that first game of the season. It's just almost seemingly what team commits the fewest penalties, and it's usually the mistakes that don't get made at the end of the season. It's usually snap count penalties and stuff like that. Like you mentioned too, that this is probably that first game you get through that first game. This is a team that's not going to continue to make those same type of mistakes.
Yep, I mean this year we have a lot of good seniors. We don't have a lot of them. I think there's maybe 5 or 6 that are on the field at a time, but there's a few of them out there, and they're great leaders. And the younger guys that have played a year now under their belt, they're just great leaders that are willing to hold each other accountable and understand the aspect of the culture of what we want to be in Huron, moving forward. And I think it'll be great to see these guys grow, and we're just looking forward to continuing to have that growth all season long, and hopefully find ourselves up in the upper half of our class. I know years previous we've been kind of in the lower half. We're trying to look at changing that. I think this is a good group to have that can come in and actually progress that and hold each other accountable to that.
Well, you're taking on this Pierre Governor team who last week, when you look at film, it's probably kind of hard to, other than seeing, how their formations are defensively, because of just how sloppy of that game it was with the field conditions, the rain coming through. It was probably hard to get some film. But, for you guys offensively, you distributed the ball really well, both rushing and passing-wise. A lot of different guys got their hands on the football. What did you take away from the Governor game on last Friday, watching film, about what you can do offensively against their defense?
Yeah, I mean, offensively, their defense, they like to do it where they definitely got a lot of guys up front in the box, and they try to stretch that line of scrimmage defensively as well as offensively. So, we're going to kind of stretch out with them and hopefully just continue to do what we did in week 1 by spreading the ball around and keeping it kind of 50-50 on the pass-run game. And, going into every game, you're not sure what they're trying to take away. And so hopefully we can come out and kind of see what they're trying to take away and move forward on things that they're giving us and just kind of hold true to that. On the defensive side of our things for going at Pierre, they're definitely an explosive offense, and they got a lot of guys, especially True Williger, and having him as a tight end. And he's got a lot of experience under his belt. He's a big kid. So we just got to find ways to stop him and not let him beat us. But, they got other guys as well. I know that kid that broke that big touchdown run against Aberdeen, and, of course, it was sloppy that game. So, just looking at their alignment and things like that is about all we can take from it. But it also kind of shows you, who the guys are out on the field that are willing to play and kind of the go-getters for their team out there in a game situation like that.
Yeah, and that was going to be the next question, too, is, every film is going to be good film regardless of how the game was played, but that had to be more of a let's just see who's on the field and where they kind of line up compared to what they did on the field, because one, you go from a sloppy grass field where it's muddy and it's just hard to get balance and footing everywhere. Now you're going to a nice clean turf field on Friday, so it's probably harder to kind of see everything that they want to do, but you at least got to see who was on the field for the Governors.
Yep, and that's about kind of what we took from it is you can see kind of how they line up and things like that, but then, it's just going back to, who do they trust the most in situations of those type of games. I know they have a lot more other guys, that can be explosive at times, but we just have to figure out how to stop, their guys that they want to get the ball to and hopefully minimize that.
Talking with Coach Drew Strand here of the Huron Tigers. I know we're only in week 2 of the season, but as it always goes, injury-wise, everybody feeling good and looking good going into week 2?
For the most part, we had one lineman go down. Still waiting on his results for his knee, but other than that, we kind of look at it as the next guy up, and, we don't have, the numbers quite as everybody else does in our class, but, we sure put a lot of respect, time, and effort into even our backups, and we rotate a lot to try to keep guys fresh. So, next guy up, and they have to understand their responsibility and just hold themselves accountable to do their job.
Final question, biggest key here for the Huron Tigers to get the win tonight over the Pierre Governors?
Biggest key for us is to be able to minimize our penalties from week 1 and then kind of go in and finish drives. Last week we kind of came out in the second half and we had a few too many, 3-and-outs, and we got to fix that. We got to find a way to keep grinding and move the ball offensively. It doesn't always have to be a scoring possession, but we got to find ways to move the ball down the field to keep it in our hands and not give it back to them so fast.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. Good talking to you. Good luck later on tonight, and good luck the rest of the season as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you. You guys too.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. We'll be back with more of the pregame show after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Is it time for a fresh look underfoot? Tired of worn-out carpets or outdated flooring? Then you need to visit Country Carpet and Flooring in Pierre. We're your local experts for every style, from plush carpets and durable laminates to elegant hardwoods and luxury vinyl. Discover hundreds of options from top-name brands, all with our friendly expert service. Visit Country Carpet and Flooring at 414 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, or call us at 605-224-9297. Country Carpet and Flooring. Your floor, your style, our expertise.
Have you assessed the condition of your roof at your home or business? Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters can help. Since 2010, Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters has been helping their customers in Pierre, Fort Pierre, and all surrounding areas. With over 20 years experience, the professionals at Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters know how to get the job done. Specializing in all types of roofing, they'll make sure to find the right fit for you and your home. Give them a call at 605-280-9797 or get a free quote on their website at dakotastormroofing.com. Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters. Reliable roofing for your peace of mind.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
At Wheelhouse Auto Body, we believe in treating our customers and their cars like family. Our service-focused team has over 50 years combined experience in the automotive repair industry. If you have a vehicle, big or small, that needs some TLC, Wheelhouse Auto Body team is ready to take care of you. Visit Wheelhouse Auto Body at 720 North Garfield or contact us at 605-494-0436. Wheelhouse Auto Body of Pierre.
Back here on the pregame show on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Join me as Coach Steve Steele, the Pierre Governors. Coach, a big win last week, and that was just getting the win after all the elements that you had to battle through, the rain delays. This is, now you kind of get to maybe see a little bit more of what this 2025 Pierre Governor team can do coming up tonight against the Huron Tigers with much better weather conditions and field conditions tonight.
Yeah, schematically and skill-wise, hopefully we can put more on display this week. But we were just very proud of our guys for being able to go through, all the changes and everything that was last week and find a way to come out with victory. So we learned plenty, but we got plenty more to learn.
Is that kind of the biggest takeaway from the win is, guys battling through the elements and just getting the win? Is that kind of the biggest takeaway that you had from last week?
Yeah, we felt our guys were very adaptable. I think that was a very big, important key because we had to be very adaptable. But then, they showed a lot of grit and determination. It was offensively, things didn't go our way. Defensively, things didn't go our way at times, and they found a way to still pull through.
Now, this Huron team comes in with the loss to Yankton at home last Friday, but they threw the ball plenty of different times. They ran the ball with a lot of different guys on different downs. I mean, they did a lot of they had a lot of pieces that were used in the offense, and then of course they had a pick six as well, and kept that game close against Yankton. When you watched film, what was your first initial thought of what the Huron Tigers are able to do?
Yeah, offensively, they do a really good job with their passing attack. They stretch the field well, a lot of four verts, but they do it very, very well, spread out horizontally, so they do force you to make some decisions in the coverage side. That's going to be a challenge. And that was probably Yankton's biggest challenge was they really gave up a lot of the seams just because they weren't able to get their coverage adjusted appropriately. So hopefully we can do that and work on that part for stopping their offense. And then on our side, on the offensive side, we've just got to make sure they really like to bail 8 guys in passing situations and just bait you into throwing into coverage. So we've got to not fall for that. We've got to be okay. We can't get into third and longs. If we get into, those third and mediums and we keep them more in a base defense, that'll be good. But we don't want to let them get to that point where they can just bail everybody and rally.
And go back to your guys' defensive side of the ball. How do you combat that? How do you make sure that guys understand their coverage and don't let those four verts, burn you like they did against Yankton?
Yeah, it changes the coverages that you want to run. Obviously, if they're sending 4 deep, you should probably be able to have 4 deep. It kind of changes that side of it. And obviously, if you're a cover 3 team, you like running cover 3. Cover 3 is not very good against 4 running deep. So you've just got to find the adjustments that you can make within your coverage scheme that you have. And then hopefully your front can get a little bit of pressure. And it does take a little bit longer to get down the field when you're trying to stretch the field. So you can limit a lot of that by a pass rush as well.
And then you talk about the offensive side of, not getting into third down and longs. But the, Kea Duchino, who got the start last week as a running back, and, the running game and just in general offense wasn't quite there. And, most of that was because of the elements. But how do you make sure that run game is successful to keep those guys maybe, and keep those Huron Tigers from just dropping everybody back or taking advantage of when they do drop everybody back?
Yeah, a big part of it is staying on schedule. If you can get, whatever their breaking point is, if you can get to a third and short, they're not going to bail 8 into coverage. So, as long as you can stay on schedule, keep ahead of the chains, then, that problem can take care of itself in a lot of ways. But we've got to be good against their base defense. If you're not good against their base defense, you're going to get that heavy package in the back where it just makes it really hard to get anywhere.
What was one of those things last week, Friday, that, regardless of weather elements, that you said, hey, the Pierre Governors, we need to be better at this. The weather didn't, factor into it. Maybe the weather factored into everything. But what was something that maybe you took away? It says, regardless of weather conditions, we got to be better at this.
Yeah, I mean, your footwork shouldn't change as much as I felt like it did. And I think everybody, we had a lot of players guilty of that, because if your footwork changes, then you can't get to where you need to get to as a lineman. If your footwork changes as a quarterback, your angles, your exchanges are going to be a little bit off. As a running back, you're going to miss your hole by just a little bit. And I think we changed that a little bit too much due to the weather. And, I don't know that we needed to. Maybe we did. But I think that's a very important piece going forward.
And how nice is it to be able to play with weather conditions that are not going to be, downpours, not going to be should not be a 2-hour delay. I mean, until kickoff, sometimes you never know about South Dakota weather. But weather-wise, things should be a lot better tonight. How nice is that going into week 2?
It'll be nice. We won't have to have a coaches meeting on at least offensively and try and replan things, 20 minutes before we go out for warm-up. So, we should be able to roll with what we've practiced and planned all week. And, that's after last week, that's exciting.
Did everybody come out healthy over last week, and any injury report going into week 2?
Nope. Right now we're all doing okay. The mud was nice and soft for everyone to land on.
Coach, biggest key then for the Governors to get the win over the Huron Tigers tonight?
Yeah, offensively we got to stay on schedule. We don't want to give them a chance to drop everybody, and really that's where they look to get interceptions and toss some big plays. And then defensively, we've got to be able to handle their passing game. Whether that's through coverage or through rush, we've got to make sure that we're able to nullify that 4 verts and a lot of their different concepts.
Coach, I appreciate the time as always. Good talking to you. We'll see you in the postgame.
Thanks, John.
As head coach Steve Steele, the Pierre Governors, back with more of the pregame show after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
As we welcome you back, we are getting set for kickoff between the Pierre Governors and the Huron Tigers. John McClure alongside Mendel Miller. And the Pierre Governors won the toss, Mendel, but they elected to defer. And that is not shocking for a Pierre Governor offense. Well, maybe it is a little bit, because Coach Steele likes to take the ball. I always joke with Sean Lewis, who was the defensive coordinator for several years. They always had a little bit of an argument of who got the ball first. If the defense wanted to get the ball first or try and stop first, or the offense got to try and score. But they defer and will go on defense. What that defense did last week, I think they deserve to be out there first.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they played really well, and I'm sure that they want to see what adjustments Huron's going to try to make to their defense tonight. But it's always good. I don't know. For my opinion, I think to take the deferral and get the ball, try to get that double possession last in the first half and first in the second half and put some distance on a team.
Well, we're ready to go. Week 2 of the high school football season. Logan Whitty's got it teed up. It is Landon Holst as well as also Mason Juergens back team, and we are underway here this evening as it will be fielded by Holst at the 8-yard line. He's on the far side of the field, out to the 20, to the 25, got to the 30, and he's taken down the 38-yard line. A good return, about a 30-yard return for Landon Holst, and a really good field position for the Huron Tiger offense. They will officially spot him at the 37, so a 29-yard return for Holst, and it will be Andrew Porish that will come and make that Anderson Porish that will come out. He went last week 12 of 27, 162 yards. He did throw 3 interceptions, but he ran the 2 touchdowns in, 18 of 41 rushing the football. They will spread things out. They'll go with the different featured backs throughout the night. And it is 1st and 10 from the Huron 37-yard line. Holst is the man in the backfield for the Huron Tigers. 3 receivers here on the near side. Porish will take the shotgun snap, design run right up the middle, and he's got good gain on first down out to the 45-yard line, gain of about 8. And it's a second down and medium here, or second down and short for Huron as Sutton Sunshine gets the tackle.
Yeah, just a power right up the middle, kind of the way they set up last weekend against Yankton as well. Just get the quarterback into the game, get him a hit here early, and make him feel a part of it.
Empty backfield on this snap here for Huron with 4 down linemen, 3 down linemen for the Governors, looking to try and maybe send 5 up the middle. There's no one in the backfield for Porish. He will take off with it, get a first down, and he'll pick it up past the Governor 50-yard line or into Governor territory as he's taken down to the 44. That's a big gain on what was looking like a broken play right away.
Yeah, that's a play fake you don't see very often, where you turn around and nobody's in the backfield to even fake it, but I think everybody was caught a little bit by surprise, but the left side of the line there did a good job of sealing the edge, and Pierre wasn't able to hold him in the containment.
Gain of 11, so it's going to be 1st and 10 now here for the Tigers on the Governor 44-yard line. Driving early, a minute gone by here in the first quarter. Landon Holst will get his first handoff. He's chopped down and will be stopped just shy of the 40-yard line. Sutton Sunshine was the one that got a hand on it and ends up getting to the 40, so a gain of 4 on first down for Holst in his first carry.
Yeah, kind of right at the Governor defense right now, just going right at them. Huron's offensive line is pretty good and pretty large, so maybe they feel they have the advantage there. Definitely attacking straight downhill.
Holst still in the backfield for Huron pistol formation. We'll go through those starters here in just a moment for the Huron Tigers. 2nd down and 6 from the Governor 40. 10-10 left to go in the first quarter, opening drive of the ball game. Quick throw here to the near side. Jurgens makes the catch. He gets to the 35. He slips through a tackler, and then he's going to push his way out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line, but it's enough for a first down, and it will be a gain of 10 and a first down for Huron.
Yeah, simple pass play there to get that first completion, just a swing pass out. Hunsley gets out there quickly but misses the tackle, and he gets another 4 or 5 yards downfield and gets the first down.
From right to left on the line, it is Nolan Staley, Gordon Caldwell, Charlie Martin, the center, Jackson Greenfield, and Reagan Dirksen. There are 3 juniors and 2 seniors on that offensive line for the Tigers. 1st and 10 from the Governor 31. Porish will roll out to the right, being chased down as a man trying to get to him, and he'll just throw it away out of bounds. Max Bogenhagen was the one that was chasing him down, and it falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Riley Windiger is the tight end. The 3 receivers that they start out with are Mason Jurgens, wearing number 5, who made that first catch, James Schultz Jr., and Carter Porish, the other receiver. Landon Holst is the starting tailback, and of course Anderson Porish, the starting quarterback. Governors have Max Bogenhagen, Lathan Rounds on that front line, as well as also going to be Max Schmitz, who got the start on the defensive line, with the linebackers of Schoenhardt, Schaefer, Sam Larson, and Will Eilers. 2nd down and 10 from the 31. Back to pass is Porish. He'll throw down the field, looking to the far side. It's up in the air. Ball's tipped around, and it will fall incomplete. A lot of different guys over there trying to make the catch. As Windiger was the intended receiver, Sunshine was able to break it up, but Porish was also there, and that ball almost found the hand of 4 different guys at the same time.
Yeah, usually you don't design pass plays where you have 2 receivers within a couple steps of each other. Creates a lot of traffic and things like that. Really good coverage there. Just kind of trying to hope his receiver makes a play, but a dangerous pass as well. And we saw some of that last week with the 3 interceptions.
Logan Whitty and Hayden Beam are the 2 corners. The safeties are Porter Hunsley, the strong safety. The free safety is Sutton Sunshine, who's been involved quite often here early on. 3rd and 10 from the 31. Another pistol formation snap. The throw to the receiver. It's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to fall incomplete. Great defensive play by the Governors to break it up, as that was Aiden Beam that broke it up, as that is very impressive of a play for Beam to make sure that that ball was not caught.
Yeah, absolutely. Receiver had it in his hands. The pass was right on the money. Receiver high points the ball, but Beam's able to fight through the hands of the receiver and push the ball out of his possession.
9:41 to go in the first quarter. Kind of no man's land on the 31. Not really far enough back to punt it. You're not close enough for a field goal. That's about a 50-yard field goal that you're going to be looking at by the time it's all said and done. So they're going to go for it on 4th and 10 from the 31-yard line. Porish, empty backfield, shotgun formation, the throw over the middle of the field. It will be caught, and then it will be out to the 5-yard line. On 4th and 10, they're going to pick up about 25 yards, and it's 1st and goal. As it is going to be Carter Porish that makes the catch, and it's 1st and goal for the Tigers as they pick up a 4th down.
Yeah, really good throw there, dead on the money. Hits his younger brother there in stride, and even though Pierre hits him, as soon as he has the ball, he's able to hang on and make the big play on 4th and 10.
So now it's 1st and goal from the 7 with 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Holst is in the backfield. 2 receivers near his side. Winiger by himself on the right side. It's going to be a designed run here for Porish. He'll take off with it. Now he's going to look to throw, and he's just going to throw it away. Got outside the tackle box, threw it away. No intentional grounding. That's a safe play there from Porish because it was not going to be. There's a flag down. We'll see what it is. Probably going to be a hold, and we'll hear from our referee for the first time. It ends up being an ineligible man downfield, which also when you have a designed run and you throw the football away, turns into usually somebody down the field.
Yeah, exactly. And when
ineligible downfield, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down.
When he threw it away, that was the first thing I looked at because that was definitely a planned run play. And Pierre did a really good job of pushing him back. It was going to be about probably a 5-yard loss plus anyway, so actually turns into a smart play, takes the 5 yards, but gets to replay the down.
Yeah, that really, yeah, you're probably at the same spot no matter what if you would have kept it or not, but you get to stay at 1st and 10, 1st and goal from the 12-yard line. Empty backfield again here for the Tigers. 3 down linemen for the Governors, and then we'll get a whistle, and it will be a timeout taken. I believe the play clock was about to expire on the Tigers, so it will be the Huron to take the timeout with around 8 minutes to go or so, 8.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Obviously, we got a long football game left to go, Bindle, but this is a huge drive for the Tigers to put some points on the board. It's been probably 2018 when they led Pierre in the Dakota Dome in the state championship at halftime. The last time the Huron Tigers had a lead against Pierre Governors, that was nearly 7 years ago now.
Yeah, and you said it, from a confidence standpoint and from a, hey, we can stand in here, and last week wasn't a fluke kind of standpoint. You know, they were ahead of Yankton in the third quarter. And the more they can get the lead, the more they can experience some success, then the more comfortable they come with that success. And certainly a huge drive here. They made a field goal last year. They got to be thinking if they don't turn the ball over, they can at least put points on the board, and that would be big for them.
They did make a field goal last week. It was a 29-yard field goal. So if that becomes the case, that they're in field goal range right now. By the way, game time temperature 58 degrees. Feels like 52 here in Huron with those winds that were coming out of the northwest at 10 miles an hour, gusting at 19. We're not feeling it too much up here because of the fact that it is we're sheltered by the press box that's behind us. Rolling out to the right, coming in the timeout. Porish will look to pass. He'll throw back across his body, and it falls incomplete. So it's now 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line.
Yeah, they like to roll Porish out to his right. I haven't seen them roll him to the left either last week or this week so far, but they like to roll him to the right, although I think he's more effective in the pocket. He doesn't seem to be quite as accurate on the move.
So far, the 2 catches that he has been, pretty, not necessarily quick hitters, but they've been taking a step back and throwing the football. Everything that he's rolled out to, he's 2 of 6 right now for 34 yards. Everything that's been in the pocket has been good. Everything out of the pocket has been incomplete. Receiver on each side, pistol formation here, 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line. We get a whistle as the play was starting. It will be, is it going to be a delay game or will it be a false start against the Tigers?
Well started offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down.
No number to be told, but it is now 2nd and goal from the 17, and you're starting to get back. You're farther away now. You're looking more at 30-yard field goal at this point for the Huron Tigers. So you're getting closer to being a little bit more out, potentially in a field goal range as you've moved back 10 yards from where you were on 1st and goal.
And they will be kicking into the wind what wind there is, it's gone down a little bit too. So they definitely need to get some yardage here.
Two receivers on the near side. A quick pass here. Juergens will make the catch. Governor's trying to rally to it. Porter Husley first misses the tackle. Lincoln Schoenhardt will finish it up as it's back inside the 10 to around the original line. They will gain the 10 yards back, and it's now 3rd and goal from the 7.
Yeah, that was the same pass as they had before, just a simple swing pass out to the inside receiver, kind of almost a bubble screen, but really just more of a swing pass, and they're forcing the Pierre safety to come from distance to come up and make the tackle.
This is going to be the 11th play of the drive right now for Huron. 3rd and goal from the 7. Both those catches for Juergens both went for 10 yards. He'll go in motion now across the line as Porsche will roll to his right, looking to throw for Juergens. The catch will be made. No one's there for the Governors, and he'll walk into the end zone for a touchdown. A little bit of a broken coverage by the Governors, and Juergens will get the catch and a 7-yard score. And it is Huron striking first with an 11-play drive.
Yeah, it's a motion play there. Pierre didn't adjust to the motion man or had a miscommunication on who was picking him up. It looked like we were maybe in a man defense, just didn't go with him far enough. The pass was a little behind the receiver, but still within catchable range and a kind of a walk-in touchdown.
11-play, 63-yard drive and a 7-yard touchdown catch by Juergens. Extra point from Mr. Min will be in, and it's a 7-0 lead for the Huron Tigers here in the first quarter with 7:41 to go, as it is Juergens from Anderson Porsche. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
Well, for the first time here this year, the Pierre Governors will play from behind. Although they have not had a chance to possess the football yet, they are down 7-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard, as Mendel's getting that up on YouTube for you. On our scoreboard here this evening, John Wickler alongside Mendel Miller, and Mendel, very, very good drive. A 4th down conversion for Huron. They've got to feel pretty good about how that offense looked in that first initial drive that took 4.5 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they could scripted it any better. And, you make that big 4th down conversion, gives you a lot of confidence, and then you put it in the end zone, overcome a couple penalties as well.
On the kickoff, that'll be received back at the 12-yard line for the Governors. Right up the middle of the field goes a Shufflebine, and he will be tripped up, and a Shufflebine will get out to around the 32-yard line. I think where they're going to spot him, maybe at the 33. So the Governors are decent field position on their first drive, as Caleb Lounsbury, who will look to have a better grip on the football this game and be able to maybe shine a little bit more passing the football. Went 4 of 13 for 144 yards. One of those catches went for 96 yards in the Shufflebine touchdown. But just a chance to actually play quarterback with some decent field conditions and weather conditions. He'll look to pass here quickly. Shufflebine will make the catch on the far side. It almost slipped and fell, but he'll get a gain of about 9 on the far side of the field for making it 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, good quick play there, similar to what Huron started with. It was a quick, safe pass, get a completion, get some confidence going. Got Cooper Terwilliger out there clearing the way. That's a good thing to get take advantage of as well.
Lincoln Dilgis, Carter Shufflebine, Jaron Deal, the 3 starting receivers. Terwilliger, the starting tight end. Kea Duchneau in the backfield to start. And we'll get that offensive line here in just a moment for the Pierre Governors, as Lounsbury will have a pistol formation to take the snap here on 2nd down and 1 from the Governor 44-yard line, as Duchneau will lower his head. He will get a 1st down. It was from the 42. He gets out to the 47, a gain of 5. And a 1st down for the Governors on the Duchneau's first run.
Yeah, good hard run there. Good stiff arm on the first tackler. Shed him and gets a 1st down. And Huron's a little bit lighter on the defensive side of the ball, trying to be a little lighter, a little quicker. Be interesting to see if Pierre can maybe just have some success running right at them.
Colton Cass, Max Schmitz, Bryson Wallman, Max Bogenhagen, and Tucker Ott are the starting offensive linemen for the Pierre Governors. And this will be a handoff again for Ducheneau as he will try and cut it up the middle of the field. He got near the 50-yard line, but he's only going to get a gain of 2 as he was thrown back by Gordon Caldwell. And it's second down and 8. That defense for Huron, their starting defense, that defensive line, it is Charlie Martin, Gordon Caldwell, and Cooper Bischoff. Oakley Anderson, Landon Hurst, and Tylee Kleinsasser, the 3 linebackers. And they have 5 defensive backs. As we'll get to that here in just a moment. The play clock is down to 12. Second down and 8 from the Governor 49-yard line. 2 receivers out on the far side. Another quick pass. Scheffelbein will make the catch. Gets another block. He's got a first down as he'll get into Huron territory. And it will be, or did he fumble?
He lost the ball,
he lost the football, and Jaron Deal fell on top of it. So Scheffelbein will pick up, I guess, technically would pick up about 7 yards, but it will be Jaron Deal that falls on the football. And it's third down and 1 now for Pierre.
Yeah, another quick pass out there. A couple receivers blocking. Unfortunately, he had the first down, but then when the ball was knocked out of his hand, it went backwards, and Deal was able to recover.
It was pretty much hopped on by Jaron Deal right away because there was hardly any movement from anybody from both the Governor's side and the Huron side of things. 4:55 to go, third down and 1, and we'll get a whistle, and that might be a false start against the Governors. And that will back them up and make it a third down and medium instead of third and just a couple of feet.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
The remaining starters on defense, the 3 corners that they have listed, Gunnar Harris, James Schultz Jr., and Riley Winiger. The strong safety, Mason Juergens, and the free safety is Jeremy Hofer for the starting 11 for the Huron Tigers. 4 receivers will be here on the near side. They've got Terwilliger by himself on that far side. Empty backfield here for Lounsbury. Third down and 6 from the Huron 49-yard line. Clock is running, 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Pierre trails at 7-0. Lounsbury looks to pass, looks over the middle, now throws. Scheffelbein makes the catch, makes a move inside, gets a first down as he will push his way towards the 40. He's going to stop at the 41, but he does get enough for a first down, a gain of 8 on 3rd and 6, and Pierre's got a first down on a big third down conversion.
Yeah, nice run after the catch there by Scheffelbein. He had just a 3 curl concept on the outside. Lounsbury gets to pick the one he likes, the one that's most open. Catches the ball short of the sticks, but gets upfield and makes the first down.
So 3 for 3 to start the ball game for Lounsbury. All 3 of his targets and completed passes are to Carter Scheffelbein. And Scheffelbein now will be the lone receiver here on the near side, and 3 receivers far side of the field. Empty backfield again for Lounsbury. Looks like it's going to be designed to run. Lounsbury moves right up the middle. His first carry of the ball game. He's got a good pickup, about 5 yards. And we'll call it a gain of 4, and it's second down and 6.
Yeah, taking advantage of the middle of that defense again. Last week against Yankton, Huron seemed to have a lot of space in the interior of the line that they were allowing, and today they're playing more with a more traditional nose guard.
3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Second down and 6 from the Huron 37-yard line. Governors are driving. They picked up a big third down conversion at midfield. Ducheneau back in the backfield here, and he'll get the handoff from Lounsbury. Up the middle, trying to cut it to the left side. He stays on that right hash on the near side of the field, and he'll get inside the 35 to the 33, and making it third down and 2 as Oakley Anderson made the tackle. Another good gain of 4, and 4 yards per carry. That'll get you a touchdown every single time down the field, as long as there's no penalties on top of it. But 4 yards per carry is enough to get you a first down. Third down and 2 for the Govs.
Yeah, absolutely. Just powering right straight up the middle. Terwilliger coming across the formation to kick out on the end and create that hole.
Pistol formation. They will toss it left side for Ducheneau. He's got a first down, and he will pick it all the way up to the 25-yard line. Big gain on that third down. No need for just a 4-yard pickup. He'll pick up about 8, and it's going to make that 7, and it's first and 10 as the Governors are near the red zone.
Yeah, Huron got a little penetration there, but Ducheneau's able to run through that arm tackle in the backfield and then find a lot of space.
2:20 left to go in the first quarter. 9th play of the drive. Governors moving from left to right on your radio dial or across your TV screen or mobile device. Play action rolling to the right. Lounsbury will throw. Terwilliger, nice catch in traffic. A man was right all over him. And Twilliger, although it turns into just a gain of 2, that's some pretty soft hands for Twilliger to make that catch.
Yeah, nice catch there. And he had a kind of a 3-layer concept. Took the early out to Terwilliger for the short gain.
Now we're under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Long drive here for the Governors. It's getting close to spanning 6 minutes and half of this first quarter just on the Governor opening drive. 4 receivers far side. Lounsbury quick throw. Lincoln Dilgis will make the catch. He's got a screen pass, and it will be a first down as Dilgis is inside the 15 to the 13, gain of 10, and the Governors are in the red zone as Dilgis makes his first catch of the season.
Yeah, once again, 4 wides to one side, Terwilliger isolated to the other, and it looks like Huron's double teaming Terwilliger on that lone side, and that's going to give Pierre a numbers advantage on the 4 wide side.
Governors 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line, 1:10 to go, as they're looking to try and score and tie this ball game up here late in this first quarter on their first drive of the ball game. Huron scored an 11-play drive. Governors have moved it to now what is going to be a 10-play drive. And Lounsbury taking it up the middle. He got undercut, lost the football, and Huron says they have it. And I believe everybody's running off. There's been no signal quite yet, and it is going to be Huron football. Nope, they say that it is going to be the Governors who fall back on top of it. Huron was running off the field. Now we're going to get a whistle for, well, now the referee's going to talk about this. 46 seconds to go, clock is stopped. Right now it's turned into a gain of 4 for Lounsbury.
Number 6, Caleb Lounsbury on the keeper for the Governors.
I mean, you had 9 of the 11 guys jumping off the field for Huron. And now they're going to change their call and say it is going to be Huron football.
Yeah, the Huron defense was pretty confident. To tell you the truth, I did not see the ball come out. I didn't see the recovery, but they were right away. They were jumping up and down saying they had the ball. And honestly, Pierre looked a little dejected right off the start, so I kind of believed it. But evidently that's what happened.
So the Governors turn the ball over at the 9-yard line. And so it's now 1st and 10 for the Huron Tigers in their second possession. They can take a 2-touchdown lead. Now there's not much time left to go in the first quarter, but Huron can take their time moving down the field. They got to go 91 yards to try and find the end zone. As this will be a quick throw, Juergens will make the catch out in space, but the Governors had that one read well. Porter Hunsley quickly gets to Juergens, and it's going to be just a gain of 1, and that could take us to the end of the first quarter. There is a half-second difference between the game clock and the play clock.
Yeah, nice play by Hunsley there. First drive, he had a couple of the same play where he kind of missed that tackle. This time he wrapped him up. Sure tackle, keeps the gain to a minimum.
And I think Huron is content with just getting the end of the first quarter out, and they will take a 7-0 lead at the end of the first. We had just 2 possessions. This is only the 3rd possession of the ball game, and Pierce trailing Huron at the end of the first, just 7-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard. We'll step aside. We'll come back with the second quarter in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football at KCCR. You're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Second down and 9 coming out of the first quarter break and into the second quarter. John Wickler alongside Mendel Miller, Emma Thielen back at the station. 7-0 lead for the Tigers on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard. They still have 90 yards to go to get in the end zone. Second down and 9. from the 10-yard line. Porsche will hand off right up the middle, goes Holst, and Holst will get a good gain on that second down carry. And it'll bring up third down and short here, and that's a big pickup for Huron to make this third and manageable for the Tigers.
Yeah, Hudson Schaefer there with the first hit, kind of holding on, waiting for help. But he's after contact, Holtz was able to get a couple more yards, and that changes the play call. You know, 3rd and 3 or 4 is a lot easier to call than making it 3rd and 7.
Officially a gain of 6. Oakley Anderson now the back for Huron. 3 receivers on the near side. 1 receiver on that far side of the field from the 16-yard line. Trying to get off here for the Governors. Porish, he will take off with it. I think he was going to be stopped short. He had to get to the 19, maybe a gain of 2. And Porish will pick up just those 2 yards. It is 4th down and 1. And are you trusting your offense to pick up 1 yard inside your own 20? I think they could. But at this point in the game, at a 7-0 lead, you're going to play field position battle.
Yeah, you're giving up a sure touchdown almost if you give it to them there. And, you know, short yardage play there looked like they had a little miscommunication, a little broken play type action there. So.
And now we get a whistle. Timeout. Timeout is called against the Governors. They had 12 guys on the field.
They're first of the first half.
Well, or did they have 12 guys? I think they were getting that.
They were getting a 12th one off, and Steele realized that and called the timeout. He realized that Huron was going to be able to snap the ball, and that would have been a first down. So really a good, you know, game-saving type of play there by the coaching staff to get that timeout called before Huron could snap it.
Yeah, so instead of it being a 1st and 10, Pierre would rather lose the timeout to get the ball back. And, you know, again, while the Governors are playing their second game, them and Aberdeen are in a spot where they probably feel like this is still game 1 for them because of that they just couldn't see exactly what each team, they couldn't see what they could do last week. And so this is still a little bit of week 1 for the Governors.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing about last week was normal for Aberdeen or Pierre in that game. And so there was so many things to overcome outside of football last week that they're still adjusting to the football side of things.
20 seconds into the second quarter.
They're not punting now.
And now, yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down, unless they're going to try maybe to get the Governors to jump. 4th down and 1 from the 18-yard line. They got to get to the 19. They're trying to get maybe the Governors to jump. Now Juergens will go across. There's still 12 seconds to go on the play clock. I wouldn't think they would take a 5-yard penalty. But again, nothing going here, and now they will take a timeout. So they're going to use their second timeout, thinking that maybe coming out of the timeout that they could make the Governors jump across and get that first down that way instead of the 12 men on the field. They're going to try and maybe get it on a offside penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. A little chess match here between the coaching staffs, and so far it's an even balance. But I think the one thing with Porish as being the quarterback and the punter, you know, you don't really know that they're going to line up and possibly in a formation to go for it. He's out there already, so you just don't know if he's going to be in punt formation or line up behind center.
You know, and Pierre will have that too with Lounsbury being the punter, that you can have plenty of design fake plays to fake punt anything because your quarterback is the guy that you expect to make those throws anyway. So you can. It is much harder to make sure you're in punt coverage, and nobody is back for Pierre right now. Sutton Sonnenschein and Carter Schuffelbein are back at the 30-yard line. Now Schuffelbein will go back towards the 50. And we'll see if Porsche does punt the ball away this time. Porsche will punt it away. And a nice spiraling punt. Schuffelbein goes all the way back to the 31-yard line to pick it up. He will get to the 40 on the near side, 45, and he gets hit hard, and he's pushed out of bounds at around the 50. Good return there from Schuffelbein, but a really good punt from Porsche. Otherwise, that's, you know, if Schuffelbein still gets the 19-yard return and he catches at the 50, they're closing in on already getting into the red zone, but instead it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Huron 49-yard line.
Yeah, a really nice return there. He made a couple people miss. I have to apologize to the viewers. Camera was a little late getting to the return. Got caught watching the action. I apologize. I'll try to keep that from happening again.
Under center here for Lounsbury. 1st and 10 for the 49. Toss play right side for Duchesneau. He cuts it back to the middle of the field, and he's able to pick up about 5 yards. They're going to spot him inside the 45 to the 44. It is officially a gain of 5 for Duchesneau, and 2nd and medium here for the Govs.
Yeah, good run there. Nice hole. Duchesneau cuts it upfield and gets north-south real quick and picks up a good 1st down gain.
Lounsbury is 5 for 5 so far for 36 yards in that first possession. Just the 2nd possession of the ball game for Pierre. Another toss play right side. Duchesneau is able to slip through a tackler as he jumped through. Then he slipped through another 2 tacklers, and he's got himself a 1st down. Picked up about 8 yards on Duchesneau, and that was after being touched in the backfield, and Duchesneau still picked up those 8 yards.
Yeah, absolutely. Breaks the tackle 2 yards deep. Gets up ahead of steam, spins off another tackle, makes up another 3 yards. Good hard run by Duchesneau.
He's up to 31 yards on 6 carries so far for the Governors. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line now. 9:30 to play in the first half. Pierce still trailing 7-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Receiver on each side for the Governors. Lounsbury from under center. Play clock is down to 6. From under center, he'll step back and hand off for Duchesneau. Got a good head of steam. He's able to hit a man and then fall forward inside the 30 to the 29-yard line, a gain of 8. And it's 2nd down and 2 for the Governors.
I think Pierre's realizing that Duchesneau's feeling it right now and going to keep feeding him the ball. Definitely taking advantage of that weak side. And Huron struggled a little bit on defense against the weak side runs last weekend as well.
Lounsbury again, another handoff for Duchesneau. He's got a 1st down right at that marker, a yard past it, a gain of 3 as he was wrapped up. But that offensive line was able to push forward to give him a gain of 3 and a 1st down. 4 plays, 4 runs for Duchesneau as he's now up to 42 yards and 8 carries. And with 8:30 remaining here in the first half, Pierre's looking to get this game potentially tied. Obviously, they got to score and get the extra point to get the game tied. Last week, and obviously to no fault of Logan Whitty, who is the kicker, was unable to get the extra point on a blocked extra point. So the only score they've had is this will be play action now. A dump off pass. Williger will bobble and drop it. It was behind him at the shoulder that he had to turn around to. His left shoulder as he was running to the right, or I guess it would have been. He would have been looking back to the left shoulder as he was running that way, and unable to make the catch in the first incomplete pass by Lounsbury tonight.
Yeah, and that pass was only about a 5-yard pass, too, so not a lot of time for Cooper to react to it. Came in a little bit hot. Couldn't catch it on the juggle.
4 receivers here on the near side. Huron jumped but never went across the line of scrimmage, so we'll continue here with the formation. 8:15 to go in the first half. 2nd down and 10. It'll be a Deal that will go in motion. They'll run a jet sweep to the right side of the toss and catch by Deal. And Deal will pick up about 8 yards. That's a completed pass by Lounsbury because he threw it, he tossed it in front of him. So it ends up being a gain of about 8, and it's going to be a 3rd down and 2 here for the Governors.
There's a flag down, I think, too.
But there is a flag. We'll see what it is.
5-yard face mask on the defense, 5-yard, and on the end of the run.
So that will be a 1st down for the Governors. So a gain of 8 for Deal, and then he added on another 5 yards, so fully a gain of 13. And Pierce got 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line at the 12. They can pick up another 1st down before scoring with 8 minutes to go in the first half. 3 receivers here on the near side for the Governors. Shuffle by the lone receiver, far side. Moving from right to left. Empty backfield for Lounsbury. Deal will come in motion, and now we'll get a flag as it was going to be another jet sweep, almost like the exact same play, but it'll be a false start penalty against the Governors.
Yeah, same action, a little bit different formation.
So 1st and 15 now from the 17-yard line.
Real similar concept to those weak side runs they started the drive with, putting 3 or 4 receivers to the left and bringing Deal in motion and giving him the little shovel pass going back to the right to that weak side.
So now pistol formation here for the Governors. Duchesneau in the backfield as a tailback. 2 receivers here on the near side. It will be a handoff for Duchesneau. He's able to get a little bit of a hole, but he got tripped up. Whether it was the man on the ground at Oakley Anderson that got a hand on Duchesneau or he just tripped over Anderson who was on the ground. He picked up about 4 to make it 2nd down and 11 here for the Governors.
Yeah, a little unlucky there. If he doesn't get tripped up there, he's probably got 6 or 7 more yards before anybody contacts him.
2nd down 11 from the 13, 7:05 to go here in the first half. 2 receivers on the near side, pistol formation. 3 down linemen for the Tigers. Play action, rolling to the right is Lounsbury, looking over the field. Now he's going to step up. He's going to be hit in the backfield. He's able to fall forward for a gain of 1, and the Governors are back to where they were on 1st and 10, but it's now 3rd and 10 from the 12.
Yeah, Lounsbury rolling out, a little play action to the left, rolls to the right. Luckily, he felt the pressure and didn't get hit while he still had the ball out in a passing motion. Was able to tuck it in and gain a yard before contact.
3rd and 10 from the 12. Mendel, are you running a play that can pick up 5 to 6 yards and going for it on 4th down, or is it you got to get past the sticks right here?
I think they're going to go for it on 4th down anyway. I think they're trying two times to the end zone.
Lounsbury will look to the end zone. He'll throw, and then will throw well over the top of everybody, and it will fall incomplete, and it's now 4th down. And are they bringing out the field goal unit?
Looks
Second
like it.
incompletion of the game from Lounsbury, and it will be Logan Whitty that will try a field goal. And from the 12-yard line, this will look to be about a 29-yard field goal. It was 29 yards was the spot on the near hash last week, because I think Yankton and Huron both made a field goal from this spot on 29 yards out, but it's a 29-yard field goal for Whitty. That kick is up. It will sail through the, it did not sail through the uprights. It must have missed wide right, and it will be no good, and the Governors fail to score the 2nd time they've been in the red zone and do not pick up any points with 6:07 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, plenty of distance. That kick's good from 39, not only from 29, except just stayed outside that right post off of the right hash. Better snap this time, at least. That was the issue last week, but had a good snap, just didn't get the accuracy he needed.
It was a 9-play drive overall for the Governors, 10 plays if you count that field goal attempt. But 6:07 to go, and Huron has another opportunity to try and take his 2-score lead before they get to halftime. Governors will get the ball to start the second half. This will be a toss play right side for Landon Holtz. He's got a good first initial yardage gain, and then a flag comes flying in. Is it going to be a late hit out of bounds? We'll see what it is. Porter Hunsley and Aiden Beamer are both over there making the tackle, and Holst was driven down. And will it be an extra 15 or not?
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Spot foul. No horse collar.
Well, that'll be good for the Pierre Governors. And it didn't look like a horse collar, just how the tackle happened and how the flag came in at that point. It looked like it was going to be on the Governors, but it ends up being on Huron, and it backs them up. While they pick up those yards, it ends up being now 1st and 14 from the 20-yard from the 16-yard line, or maybe 1st and 13 from the 17-yard line instead of being 1st and 20.
Yeah, all the action was there at the same time. The blocker, the tackler, the runner, everybody got there at the same time. And he was right on the sideline, and it was a high tackle, but I agree. I didn't think it was a horse collar either.
Trips left side of the offensive line. Porish will roll to his left, looking that way. Still rolling with it. Now he'll throw on the run, and it'll be incomplete double coverage. Porter Hunsley over there. Logan Whitty, I believe, as well, is able to break it up. And it's now 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, Hunsley with the pass break up there. Got a hand in there. First time we've seen him roll left, but he made a good throw. It was accurate. It was a completion if Hunsley doesn't get a hand in there.
Will Eilers was the other one. It was not Whitty. It was Eilers, wearing number 9, the 6'1 sophomore. 5:55 to go, 2nd down and 13 from the 17-yard line, moving from left to right. Huron in their own territory. After that 11-play, 63-yard drive to open things up, they only had 3 plays and punted the ball last time. Now Porish will roll to the left again. Now he'll dump it off to Juergens, who will make the catch, and Juergens will get past it, and he will get to the 1st down sticks, and I believe it is going to be a 1st down. A gain of 14 for Juergens, and it's 1st and 10 for Huron.
Yeah, Porish has some room to run there on both of those last 2 plays, but he definitely wants to pass on those rollouts. We've seen him run on the quarterback powers and things like that, but on the rollouts, he's definitely looking to get rid of the ball and get the ball to his receivers.
Jurgens has made 5 catches of the 6 completed passes for 42 yards so far, 66 yards overall, 6 of 11 for Porish. Handoff for Holst as he'll try and get it to the near side, outside the tackle, stiff arms a man, and he's pushed out of bounds. It does end up picking up about 3 yards from the 31 to around the 34, 35-yard line, depending on where they spot him. And it will be at the 35, so a gain of 4 that time for Holst.
Yeah, I think that play was designed to go more middle. He decided to bounce it outside. Pierre makes good pursuit, and a great job there by Beam there on the outside, standing up a blocker and not giving him the corner.
2 receivers make that 3 receivers here on the near side. They've got a lot of guys bunched up on the short side of the field. 1 receiver over on the far side. Porish, handoff up the middle for Holst. He's got a first down as he makes the first man miss before Beam, along with also Sonnenschein, makes the tackle, and they're across midfield again. And it's a big play for Huron, a gain of 16. Make that 17 for Holst.
Yeah, real similar play to what Pierre ran earlier today with Terwilliger, the tight end, coming across and kicking out the end. Huron uses the same concept with their big tight end kicking out the end and creating an alley for the running back.
Receiver on the far side, along here on the near side as well, pistol formation. Porish takes the high snap. It was a slow snap to him, and Oakley Anderson fumbled the football, and it is Huron, I believe, that jumps back on top of it and ends up being maybe a loss of about a half a yard overall. I think maybe it was Carter Porish that picked it up.
Yeah.
Actually ends up being no gain.
Yeah, real high snap there throughout the timing of the play. Running back is there before Porish can really gain control of the snap. Tries to feed him the handoff and just never secured the ball.
Holst is still in the backfield here for the Huron Tigers. 2nd and 10, 4 minutes to go here in the first half. It'll be a handoff for Holst, and he fumbles the football again, and he's able to fall back on top of it, but he lost a yard, and it's now 3rd down 11. Back-to-back plays that the Tigers lost the football, and they're lucky that they've got it back both times, too, and it's 3rd down 11 now.
Yeah, good play there by, I think it was Sonnenschein that hit him and put a helmet right on the ball, popped it loose, but the ball security's got to get better for Huron, or they're going to probably not be so lucky.
3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. 3rd down 11 from the Governor 49-yard line. 3 down linemen for the Governors. Shotgun formation far side here for Huron. Make that pistol formation with 3 receivers on the far side. Porish rolls left, looking, throws over the middle. Man is open to make the catch. And it's going to be a first down for Riley Winiger as he was able to beat Will Eilers to get to that marker and get to the first down and make the catch. And it ends up being a gain of 15.
Yeah, just a little out pattern there from the inside receiver. And Pierre looked like they might have been in a zone that they didn't flow far enough to the outside and cover that, and he's wide open.
So now 1st and 10 from the Governor 34-yard line. 2:50 remaining here in the first half. 2 receivers on the near side. Pistol formation. They will hold the ball long. And then Porish dropped the football as he was holding on to it. And I believe, again, they fall on the football. 3rd time they fumbled the football in the last 4 plays. Porish will lose 2 yards, but it's better than losing possession again.
Yeah, just a read option there, kind of a late pull from Porish. And by the time he did get the ball pulled, there was a lot of traffic there and dropped the ball. Fortunately for him, it landed right at his feet, and he was able to fall on it.
They're going to call it a loss of 3. It's right in between the 37 and 36 dash line on that far side of the field. And it's 3 receivers here on the near side. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Play clock is down to a second. Porish will get the snap off. He's looking down the field, throws it over the middle, looking for his man. Jurgens came back to it, and it falls incomplete. He had beaten Lincoln Schoenhard, and as Schoenhard was trying to turn back around, he never got turned back around. Jurgens stepped back forward, and he just missed the ball as it came through.
Yeah, I was wondering, I looked to see if he was looking back into the sun. What little sun there is would have been back towards it, but yeah, that was a a ball that he probably wants back. He could probably caught it. It was up in the air. As you said, he was open. He adjusted to the ball. The Pierre defensive back was still his momentum carrying him deeper down the field, and should have been caught probably.
2 receivers here near side, pistol formation, play clock down to 5. Back to pass is Porsche, looks over the middle, throws, it's too high, and it's tipped, and it will be incomplete. Carter Porsche got a hand on it. Sutton Sunshine was in coverage, but Porter Hunsley was the one that almost dove to make the interception. And it's now 4th down and 13, and again, kind of no man's land. You punt the ball away because it's 4th and 13, but at the same point, you're inside the 40. Not much field position is going to be picked up here for the Governors if you don't pick it up or if you punt the ball away.
Yeah, absolutely. Tough decision here. They had luck earlier on their first drive on a 4th and 10, so probably look at that 4 vertical type concept again and try to get another 4th down and long converted.
4th and 13, 5 seconds to go on the play clock. 2 receivers here on the near side, a pistol formation. Porras, he will go back to pass, looking to his left. Now he's going to take off with it. Nope, he's going to still look. He's going to throw it towards the end zone, up in the air, tipped, and it's going to fall incomplete. The first initial man, Sutton Sunshine, maybe bounced off his face mask as he was trying to jump for the interception. It turns into a turnover on down, and at that point where Porsche was at, you might as well throw it for the end zone just to see if you get a score here with 97 seconds to go.
Yeah, exactly. There's 2 receivers and 4 Pierre defensive backs back there in the corner. Good play on the ball by Sunshine and Sunshine. And
I do that too.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But rolling left again, makes the throw, goes for it all, not to be answered this time.
So now the Governors have to go 63 yards down the field with 1 minute and 37 seconds left and have 2 timeouts to try and tie the game up. They'll get the ball to start the second half, but Duchesneau is going to lose yards in that first carry to start this possession. As the Governors unable to get the block, Colton Cass was beat off the line, and it ends up being a loss of 3, and it's 2nd down and 13.
Pierce still going to go fast here. They're still on the attack.
2 receivers here on the near side, pistol formation. Lounsbury will step back, throw, far side catch is made by Schuffelbein. He's going to bury his shoulder, get a first down, and it will be a first and maybe out of bounds as well. I don't know if they actually got out of bounds or not. It will control the clock or keep moving the clock, but it is a good first down play, gain of about 16 for Schuffelbein.
Yeah, tough decision there whether to get out of bounds or get the first down.
Back to pass here is Lounsbury, looking, still all kinds of time. Rolling to his left, they only rush 2. The throw to the near side will fall short of Schuffelbein. They dropped 9 guys in coverage. Pierce got 5 guys on the offensive line to try and block just 2. Dropping 9 back in coverage.
Yeah. And sometimes that can be problematic, right? Because you think, well, there's no way that 2 people, but you get a little confused when it's a different kind of rush than you normally see, and you get a little miscommunication, and then you get pressure. But they did a good job that time, giving him a lot of time.
We'll see if they rush 2 again. They only got 2 down linemen. They're showing that they would rush 3, and they will rush 3 this time. Quick pass over the middle. Dill just can't make the catch. Tried to lead him a little bit forward. Dill just ended up diving for it and did not make the catch, and it's now 3rd down and 10 with 43 seconds to go. And again, Huron's got 2 timeouts, so the Governors try and run the football to see what they can pick up on 3rd down. Huron can stop the clock. And if Pierre doesn't complete the pass, the clock will stop anyway, and it would be 4th down. And Pierre would have to punt the ball away. They're on their own 49 right now. Lounsbury from the pistol. They will run the football with Duchesneau right up the middle, right side, trying to get to the first down marker. There's a flag that comes in late near the line of scrimmage, about 2 yards back. And if it's a hold on the Governors, that can kill the drive right there to make it 3rd down and would be about 18. We'll hear the call from our official with 37 seconds to go. So it's now 3rd down and 18. What would have been, at worst, 4th down and inches was going to be a first down for Duchesneau, but now it's 3rd and long here for Pierre.
Yeah, now Pierre really has to decide. Have to remember, too, last weekend, Huron got a pick 6 touchdown with 1 second to go before halftime. So at all costs, Pierre has to be aware of that and not make a similar mistake.
Well, right now the referees have marked off 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. where the initial flag was put 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. And 3rd and 20, 3rd or 18, probably doesn't make a difference right now. You got to pick up a big chunk play. The clock is going to run, so Pierre can take time off the clock and maybe run somewhat of a screen pass to try and get out of this first half without possibly not scoring. Quick throw here near side. Diligence will make the catch. He's wrapped up immediately. He's got a gain of just 1, and Huron will take their timeout with 20 seconds to go. They've got 1 left, but a gain of just 1 to make it 4th down and 19, and Pierre will have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, Pierre could have taken that play clock down to about 10 seconds on the game clock had they elected to. But still trying to be in attack mode, still trying to be aggressive. Thought maybe they could break a tackle and get a big play. Fortunately, it didn't work.
Well, I apologize, too. I thought Huron had 2 timeouts left, but they had taken 2 already. So that's their last timeout of the half. So they're looking at maybe, depending on with 20 seconds to go, depending on where they're at with the ball, they may just take a kneel down. I mean, at this, high school football, even in the NFL, you maybe say, hey, bad snap somewhere, bad punt. We have a shot to maybe find a short field with just seconds remaining. At the very least, you maybe don't send anybody back to return it. Let the ball get down. You take a knee and you take a 7-0 lead. But at this point, outside of a 15-yard penalty that puts Pierre still not a first down, but closer to a first down. That's the only thing you have to worry about is don't take a penalty at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't muff the punt if you're going to return it, and don't take a penalty.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think if it was my call, I'd be rushing, trying to take advantage of a bad snap, something like that, get a big play, and if the ball lands down there, just let it roll out, go in halftime ahead.
It is 20 seconds to go. Lounsbury is back to punt the ball away. 2 guys back deep for Huron. Lounsbury will get the punt away. Nice spiraling punt. It will be fielded by Holst, and then he is hit immediately, and he held on to the football as he's down at around the 23-yard line with 10 seconds to go. Showing hard on the tackle, and that should take us to halftime. With no timeouts for Huron, I would maybe just take a knee and get that victory formation in the first half and take a 7-0 advantage into the locker room. They will have 2 guys in the backfield with Porsche, pistol formation. Here's going to play some press coverage, and it will be a snap and a kneel down. And that will take us to the end of the first half. 6-0, make that 7-0 lead for the Huron Tigers at the end of 24 minutes. And for not quite the second straight game, because the Pierre Governor scored a field goal with 1 second to go on the clock, whereas time expired in the first half. But for the second straight game, the Governors don't get a touchdown in the first half as they trail at 7-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. We'll come back in 3 minutes and run down the stats. Governors trail at 7-0. Back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut hundreds of cross, and played hours of peekaboo and duck duck gray duck because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Carrie Bauman will help make it easy and affordable to help protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Carrie Bauman in Pierre today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello friends, this is Pastor Sam at Faith Lutheran Church. We have many blessings to give thanks. A beautiful city on the river, helpful and encouraging friends and neighbors, and of course, our peer athletes. They're the reason for us being here, so let's help them out. I will be praying for our athletes throughout this season. I encourage you to join me in praying for their health and safety as well as their success, both on the field and in the classroom.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Lator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Lator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Lator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
As we welcome you back, it is halftime. The Pierre Governors are down 7-0 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. John Wickler alongside Mendo Miller. I got your name all the way up in the... I don't know why I have your name all the way up there, Mendo, but...
hey, I'm just happy it's on there.
I was going to say, we'll get your name on there. But it is a 7-0 lead for this Huron Tiger team. They scored in their first possession, 11 plays, 63-yard drive, and a 7-yard touchdown catch from Mason Juergens. And that is the only score we had, and it took 4.5 minutes off the clock. Governors fumbled in their first possession. Tigers punted on their next possession. Pierre missed a 29-yard field goal, missed it wide right. Then it was a turnover on downs for Huron and a punt for the Governors that turned into a kneel down, so not much of a drive at all for Huron. That's it. That's the only 6 drives we have of the football game to the first 24 minutes. Pierre's got a total of 113 yards offensively. Huron's got 124 yards offensively. 11-yard difference and a 7-0 difference on the scoreboard. Not a lot of stats so far. It's been, I wouldn't say, it's not even a slow-moving game, Mendel. It's just that they've taken their time on the snaps, and Pierre and Huron have not been in any kind of hurry to move the ball down the field.
Yeah, and I mean, there hasn't been a rush in tempo and things like that, so the clock is moving down a little bit. You made a comment about how close the stats are. It could be 7-3. Pierre probably missed a field goal that was just barely wide and things like that. So it's an even game right now. Pierre's going to get the ball back to start the second half, and right now it's anybody's game. And I think Huron, if they're going into halftime, if before the game you told them they were up 7-0 at half, they'd have probably taken it. I think they're happy with that, and I think Pierre realizes that they can move the ball, and they just got to take advantage of a couple things.
So the stats, starting with Huron, who are leading right now, 7 of 15 passing for Anderson Porish for 81 yards. He had that 7-yard touchdown pass to Mason Juergens, who has caught 5 of those 7 passes for 42 yards. Riley Winiger, a catch of 15 yards, and Carter Porish, a catch of 24 yards. It is Landon Holstead has run the ball 5 times for 30 yards. Porish has gotten 4 carries for 18 yards, and Oakley Anderson had a run that didn't pick up anything. He fumbled the football, but was able to fall on top of it. So that's the look at the Huron offense. For the Pierre Governors, 8 of 12 for 61 yards for Caleb Lounsbury. 4 of those catches have gone to Carter Schuffelbein for 40 yards. Lincoln Dilgitz has 2 catches for 11 yards. Jaron Deal with a catch of 8 yards, and Cooper Twilliger has a catch of 2 yards. 43 yards on the ground for Kea Duchino on 10 carries. 9 yards for 3 carries for the quarterback, Caleb Lounsbury, as the Governors have a total of 113 yards offensively to the 124 yards. Make that, 129 yards if I can read what I'm writing down. 129 yards, so 16-yard difference in favor of the Huron Tigers, but again, 7-0 on the scoreboard right now for the Huron Tigers over the Pierre Governors. We'll take another break, 3-minute break. We'll come back and tell you scores from around the state. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Pizza Ranch in Fort Pierre is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Sports. Bring your crew to the ranch. We have hot buffet options, including legendary pizza, the country's best chicken, savory sides, nutritious salads, and delicious desserts. Perched right on the river, our Fort Pierre Pizza Ranch is only minutes from the South Dakota State Capitol building and right down the road from where the Pierre Governors play. The Pizza Ranch in Fort Pierre. Go Govs! Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
When you bank with First Fidelity, we reinvest your deposit right back into our community. We make loans to local families, farms, and small businesses. Community reinvestment is one of our basic purposes. It's vital to the local economy. It also helps grow our community. Stop by one of our branches today. First Fidelity Bank, first-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
Oh, shut the water off! Shut the water off! Oh, don't give me that look. I know you said to call Allied Plumbing and Heating. I read the instructions and I watched a couple of videos. I thought that I had this. Let me watch a couple more videos and I'll take care of it. Just go to your sister's. I'll have it fixed. Hello, Allied Plumbing and Heating. I need your help.
You can rely on your allies at Allied Plumbing and Heating, 605-494-2001.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at envirotechwaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
We welcome you back as the halftime show continues. The Pierre Governors are down on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard to 7-0 to the Huron Tigers. As you are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Looking at scores from around the state right now, Mendel. It is Rapid City Central beating Spearfish 6-0 at halftime. That's the only 11 AAA game going on today. Everybody else is playing tomorrow. Sturgis has a 21-0 lead over Douglas at the end of the first half. T leads Aberdeen Central 7-0 to start the third. And then also Yankton is beating Watertown 17-14 as they get into the second half there. As Yankton's trying to knock off the defending 11 AA state champions, as that will be also for Pierre. The opponent next week will be up in Watertown. We'll have that for you on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Vermilion's got a 55-0 win over Lakota Tech. They played that at Dakota Dome earlier tonight. Lennox is all over Custer, 60-13 in 11A. Tri-Valley leading Millbank 20-0. Del Rapids beating Madison 14-7. That's a good game right now, about halftime. Sioux Falls Christian all over Rapid City Christian 48-0. Dakota Valley and Canton are tied at the half 14-14. And West Central is beating Belfouche 34-0. That's at the end of the first quarter. In 11B, Dual is beating Aberdeen-Roncalli 48-26. Wagner over Hot Springs right now 16-7. Mobridge Pollock all over Miller Highmore Herald 38-0 in the first quarter. St. Thomas More is beating Chamberlain 14-0 nearing the first half. Sioux Valley over Baltic 32-0. Bridgewater Emory Ethan leading Lee Deadwood 20-0. Winter up 14-8 at the end of the first half over Groton area. And Parker beating Flanger 6-0 in the second quarter. 9AA Stanley County nearing halftime, down by 8, 22-14 to Leola Frederick. Platte Geddes beating Gregory 22-12 nearing halftime. Harding County Bison over New Underwood 32-14. Bonham beating Scotland Meadow 38-8. Great Plains Lutheran beating Florence Henry 22-0. Britton Hecla over Redfield right now in the near the end of the first half, 40-0. Freeman Marion Freeman Academy and Elkton Lake Benton. That is one of the top matchups in 9AA, tied at 21 at the end of the first half. Hamlin and Wabash Summit at 53-0. Hamlin all over. They're probably going to win that game at halftime. S-Line Hendricks won over Chester area 38-7. Lemon McIntosh has a 22-0 lead over Gettysburg in 9A and 9B. North Central leads Timberlake 6-0. Platte Geddes again beating Gregory 22-12. Ipswich over Warner right now, 14-0. Harding County Bison beating New Underwood 32-14. It is Howard up 33-16 over Dubuque area. Alcester Hudson with a 35-0 lead over Irene Wakanda. Castlewood beating Woolsey Wessington 22-0. Centerville beating Garrison 13-0. Hill City up 31-0 over Dupree nearing halftime. Viber Curley is up 36-14 over Gayville Vollen. And in 9B, Sully beats Chargers. They're off tonight. Sunshine Bible Academy, 52-0 win over Colombe. Sioux Falls Lutheran beating Oldham Ramona Rutland. They beat Oldham Ramona Rutland 30-20. Is Faulkton area over Harriet Selby area. That's a big game in 9B, 24-0 right now. I think the Chargers will see both of those teams in the regular season. Hitchcock Tulare beating Northwestern 22-6. It is Iroquois Lake Preston beating Canastota 12-8. Corsica Stickney over Trip Delmont Armor Andy Central Dakota Christian 28-6. Avon beating Burke 40-0. 38-0 lead for Del Rapids St. Mary over Arlington. Wall and Kadoka are scheduled to get kicked off here shortly, as that is a look around the entire state. White River beat Teoshpazina, by the way, 50-0 earlier today as well. Mendel, one of the fun things about, I'll get you the microphone on here real quick. One of the fun things about last week is that we were at halftime, and actually we could have been in the pregame show and basically telling everybody what the final scores were for all those games. It was halftime, and we didn't have to run through the final scores again in the postgame show because everything was final to begin with at halftime.
Yeah, exactly. Now you know how all those guys on the West Coast feel, right? When they're doing the 9:30 game and everything else is over before you get started, and half the East Coast goes to bed. And
it was half of the state was in bed by the time that we were at halftime of our game last week. But Mendel here, as we got a couple minutes here before the start of the second half, what does Pierre need to do here? Maybe in this first drive, maybe just overall in this second half. What do they need to do to make sure they get the win?
Well, I think first of all, they had a lot of success with the run game, and I think they can continue to pound the ball, especially on the weak side. Huron shifts a lot of defenders to the 3 wide side, so run the ball to the weak side, use some more of that pop pass action to the weak side, and then honestly, you got Cooper Terwilliger, who's 6'6". You got to get him down the seam and look for a big play. He's had 2 or 3 targets, and both of them right next to the line of scrimmage. Let's see if we can get him down the field and use that physical mismatch to create a big play.
Pierre Governors down 7-0. The second half is coming up 2 minutes from now. Back in 2 minutes on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120. Sanford Health Pierre Clinic provides comprehensive and convenient care to Pierre, South Dakota and its surrounding communities. We care for all your health needs, including preventive care, pediatric health, annual checkups, chronic disease care, and more. Schedule an appointment today at 605-945-5560. Ask about our heart health specialist. Visit this clinic on the second Tuesday of every month. Sanford Health Clinic Pierre, 605-945-5560.
Is your roof ready for the next South Dakota storm? Don't wait till it's too late. For over 25 years, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction has been serving Central South Dakota with quality roofing and construction. He has now added gutters. We offer dependable service, guaranteed workmanship, and no unnecessary flash or fuss. Just reliable protection for your home. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction. Experienced you can trust. Call today, 605-280-8133. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, serving Central South Dakota for over 25 years.
We welcome you back. It is time for the second half as the Governors will get the ball to start the second half as they go from left to right on your radio dial. 12 minutes are back on the clock as it will be Mr. Min that will kick off for the Huron Tigers. Carter Schuffelbein is back deep, along with also, I believe it is...
Deal, maybe?
Yeah, Jaron Deal or Logan Whitty. I believe it's Deal that is back deep as well. So kickoff will be to the far side. It will be picked up by Schuffelbein, catching on the run. He's out to the 25 to the 30, tried to step through that pile, and he got to the 35-yard line. So again, good field position here for the Governors to start the second half, but they've got to put some points on the board here. 3 seconds into the second half, 7-0 lead for the Huron Tigers, officially spotted the 36, and we'll see what the Pierre Governors can do after 113 yards of offense in that first half.
One thing about it, Pierre's one of the best teams at adjusting at halftime, so we'll see what those adjustments are.
3 receivers here near side. Schuffelbein with the catch here on the run on the screen pass. He'll dive his way out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 9 and a second down and 1. 49 yards on 5 catches for Schuffelbein. 70 yards passing now for Lounsbury at 9 of 13.
Yeah, one of the challenging things for an offense, especially a Pierre team that likes to get up and down the field, is when Huron's dropping so many players, the underneath stuff is what's available. It's hard to throw deeper, so they got to stay patient as well.
2 receivers on each side here, pistol formation. Handoff for Duchesneau, gets out left side. He's able to get through one initial tackler. He's got a first down as he got to the 49-yard line, a gain of 4, and it's 1st and 10 for the Governors. Early first down pickup for Pierre. Like to see that. Keep things away from being 3rd down. 1st and 10 from the Governor 49.
Yes, Coach Steele said that in the pregame to, stay on schedule and things like that. Certainly when you get 8 yards on that first pass, makes staying on schedule a lot easier.
2 receivers here on the near side. 1 receiver far side for the Governors. Pistol formation again here for Lounsbury. Handoff for Duchesneau, and he'll go right up the middle. He was untouched until he got about 9 yards up the field. He'll pick up 11 yards to the Huron 40, and the biggest run for Kia Duchesneau here in this game makes it 1st and 10 for the Huron 40-yard line.
Yeah, Bogenhagen and Ott really doing a job up there on the right side of the line.
1st and 10 for the 42 receivers here near side, pistol formation. This handoff will be for Duchesneau as he'll go up the middle, cuts it to the left side, trying to get to the far hash. He's still moving forward. The Governors are trying to push that line. They're still pushing Duchesneau, and he's going to pick up a gain of about 7 to the 33-yard line. That Governor offensive line Colton Cass, Max Schmitz, Bryson Wallman, Max Bogenhagen, Tucker Ott. They were doing their job to push Duchesneau farther along the field.
Yeah, certainly a play you see on Saturday and Sunday a lot. Not so often in high school football, but a really powerful effort there by the Pierre line.
Gain of 7, then toss now near side. Duchesneau's got another first down. Maybe takes one step over a man. He can't hop over a guy, but he was able to cut it back enough. Gets another first down as he'll get to the 26-yard line. Picks up a gain of about 9 again, and the Governors are near the red zone.
And now Pierre's going with tempo. They feel that they've got the advantage. They're going quickly to the line.
1st and 10 for the 25. Handoff for Duchesneau. Right up the middle again. He got stuffed about 4 yards up the field as Landon Holst, I don't even know if he saw Duchesneau coming right away. He just put his arms up and pushed Duchesneau down.
Yeah, there was somebody hit him low as well, kind of took his legs out, but the Pierre line again, 4 yards before contact. They keep doing that. It's going to be it's going to be a long night for me. That's what it's going to be.
Officially a gain of 4 here for Duchesneau. 9:12 to go here in the third quarter. Quick pass here for Shufflebein to make the catch. He will get to around the 15-yard line. He's going to be spotted just short of the first down marker. Ends up being a gain of 5, and it's 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, good quick pass again, getting Terwilliger out there in front of a receiver, getting some blocks. Safe pass, going to tempo again.
2 receivers on the far side. Pistol formation. As Lounsbury will be in the pistol. As we have played 3.5 minutes of this third quarter. Handoff for Duchesneau again. He gets a big hole. Stiff arms a man. He's inside the 10 to around the 9. A gain of about 7 for Duchesneau, and it's 1st and goal now for the Governors. First time they've got goal to go here for Pierre as we start the second half.
Yeah, the line opening up some big holes there. Deal trying to block the safety. If he could have got him locked up just a little bit tighter, that's a touchdown, but Duchesneau cut off that block and gets struck down.
Duchesneau now with 85 yards rushing. Will they hand it to him one more time? They do. Up the middle. Duchesneau got to the 5-yard line, and he's going to be spotted at the 4. He was Holst that was running him down, but Duchesneau was just a little bit faster than Holst was to pick up another gain of 5.
Yeah, once again, running between the tackles up the middle of the field.
2nd and goal from the 4. 7:40 remaining here in the third quarter, Governors are trying to score in the opening drive of the second half. Trying to tie the ball game up. Duchesneau got stuffed. He tried to stretch the arm out. He will get a gain of about 2, and it's 3rd and goal from that 2-yard line. Let's see what the Governors have in store. You would think that it'll probably be 4-down territory. You get 2 plays to try and punch it in.
Yeah, certainly. And Huron defensive line really only has 2 down linemen. Everybody else is standing up. That's giving the Pierre offensive line a chance to get their pad level low and underneath of them and drive them back and create that running space.
2 receivers out on the far side. Twilliger, the tight end, behind the line, offensive line right now. Pistol formation, another handoff for Duchesneau. Cuts it left side, trying to get back to the middle, and he is going to be right at the goal line. No signal. It is 4th and goal from about the 1-inch line. Do you put Lounsbury under center for a QB sneak to get that 1 yard?
Duchesneau's limping just a little bit. Not too bad. He's going to stay in the game, but looks like he's a little tender there.
This is the 12th play of the drive. 4th and goal for the 1.
Yeah, more of the same here, I think.
6.5 minutes to go the third. And it was a broken play. Lounsbury puts it back and he scores. Touchdown for the Governors. Anderson came all the way through, untouched. Lounsbury pulled it back when Duchesneau, I don't think that was the designed play to run, but Lounsbury knew there was no chance of scoring unless he pulled that ball back and he gets the 1-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that was a designed quarterback keep. I think he did a really good job of recognizing that the play was blown up. Huron had a free runner, and he made the best of it.
And the snap was maybe a little bit bobbled, but Whitty's extra point is up and good, and it's a 7-7 tie on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. So the Governors almost take half the third quarter clock to score that first drive of the third quarter to now make it 7-7. American Family Insurance, Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Ready for the biggest savings of the season? The Slumberland Labor Day sale is on now in Pierre. Save big on famous brands like Lazy Boy, Sealy, and Steams & Foster. From living rooms to bedrooms and mattresses to dining sets, the entire store is on sale. Whether you're refreshing one room or the whole house, now is the time to buy and save. Hurry into Slumberland Labor Day sale, 920 North Garfield Avenue on the Truck Bypass in Pierre. As we welcome you back, 7-7 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard, as the Pierre Governors will kick things off here momentarily in a long drive, 11-play drive that went about 64 yards and a 1-yard touchdown run for Caleb Lounsbury. And Pierre has got this thing knotted up at 7. And they took 5.5 minutes off the clock in this third quarter to get that first score of the ball game. And so it'll be Logan Whitty that will kick things off. Two guys back deep for Huron. Holst will be the one to field it inside the 10-yard line. He's out to the 20. He's initially wrapped up, was able to squeak through it. Now he's out to the 30-yard line, all the way to the 33. So what could have been maybe a pickup of just about a return of about 8 yards turns into a return of about 25 for Holst to the 33.
Yeah, good job. They always say on kick return, you got to make that first man miss. He was able to do that and pick up another 10 or 12 yards, which gives Huron a lot better field position and probably opens up the playbook a little more.
Officially spotted by the 32-yard line, where this drive will start with 6:16 to go here in the third quarter. Two receivers here on the near side, pistol formation for the Huron Tigers. Porish, who has thrown for 81 yards, 7 of 15 passing. Man goes in motion. They'll look to pass it here to Juergens. He'll make the catch in the backfield. He's wrapped up in the backfield, got through it, got free, and he'll eventually be run down after a gain of several yards out to around the 39. Sonnenschein was eventually the one to tackle him, but it turns into a gain of 7, and it's second down. Well, they're going to spot him at the 40, second down and 2, a gain of 8 for Juergens.
Yeah, good run there. Like you said, it looked like he was wrapped up, minimal gain, breaks the tackle. Kind of been the theme here on these swing passes for Huron. They're able to make somebody miss and get extra yardage.
And Juergens almost averaging 9 yards a catch. This will be a toss play left side. Holst is able to cut it back. Nearly had a block in the back, but enough for a first down for Holst as he'll get to the Huron 46-yard line. A gain of 6. First and 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, first time we've seen sprint option or speed option tonight from Huron. They ran it quite a bit last week, but good reaction to the defense. Looked like Pierre had it stopped again. Quick cut, picks up the first down.
5:20 to go here in the third quarter. First and 10 for the Huron 46-yard line. From the pistol, Porish will go back to pass. He'll roll to his right. The throw on the run, catch is made, and trying to cut it back up the field. It will be a gain of about 4. As I believe it is Schultz Jr. that makes the catch, his first grab of the night. And it's second down and 6 from the 50-yard line, just on the Huron side of the 50-yard line.
Just a simple out route there that Pierre's given a little bit of cushion on the outside. Makes a completion, gets a first down, or a good first down gain, makes it second and manageable.
4.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. 7-7 tie on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. From the pistol, Porish will go left side, design run. He's able to pick up about 2 yards to the 48-yard line. Makes it third and manageable, third and about a long 4 now for Huron. And we'll see what the Tigers have in store. And Pierre's looking for a defensive stop on their first possession.
Yeah, a really good play there by Lakin Schoenhardt, catching that run from behind. Looked like Huron had a good convoy of blockers out there in front of him. Schoenhardt comes in from behind and drags him down.
Empty backfield here for the Tigers. Porish from the shotgun. Design run, trying to go up the middle, cut it to the right side. He's got enough for a first down, I believe. He got to the sticks and will pick up a first down just past the marker. And a gain of a long 4, and it's first and 10 for Huron. Schaefer in on the stop for the Governors. Hudson Schaefer making the tackle. And this Huron team, they've been able to survive plenty of third downs. And Pierre's been, it's hard to say they're struggling off the field. They got off the field 2 of their 3 possessions, but they've struggled to limit Huron on those possessions. Back to pass is Porsche. He'll look, he'll pump fake, now he'll throw. It's going to be left short for Juergens. The arm might have got hit as well, and it falls incomplete as he's now 9 of 18 for 93 yards, 2nd and 10 from the 43.
Yeah, good coverage there by the Governor secondary. Kind of threw a back shoulder, trying to throw a back shoulder. The receiver wasn't able to stop and come back and get it.
From the Governor 43-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Moving from right to left, 7-7 tie here in the third quarter. 3:20 remaining in this third. 2 receivers on each side here for Huron. Handoff for Holst as he goes right up the middle. It took a while for the Governors to drag him down as he'll get inside the 40 to around the 37-yard line, a gain of 6. And again, it's going to be 3rd down and manageable here for Huron. 3rd and 4 another time for the 37-yard line.
Yeah, big play, important play there for Huron. And again, made it 3rd and manageable. Something to watch here. Porsche is about 6'5", 6'6", and there's almost every other snap is above his head. That one he had to jump for. Maybe Pierre can capitalize on a mistake here.
Pistol formation, Holst in the backfield. Another high snap. Holst will not take it. Porsche will keep it, and it's going to be short of the 1st down marker. He's going to be about 2 yards short, just outside the 35-yard line. They've got to get to the 33. We'll call it a gain of 1, and it's 4th down and 3 now here for Huron. And again, no man's land of trying to punt the football away. You're not going to probably get a lot better field position, or the Governors won't get a better field position off of a punt or a turnover on downs, so you might as well go for it. They did turn the ball over on downs in their last full possession with 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. See if the Governors can get off the football field. Juergens goes in motion to the right side. Porsche will follow him. Now he'll step it back up. He's wrapped up and he goes down. No gain. Will Eilers on the tackle. And the Governors get another defensive stand, and they've got the ball to try and get their first lead tonight.
Yeah, really nice play there by Eilers. Pierre bringing a little bit of pressure that time. We saw that play earlier from Huron where they run the receiver across the formation and try to hit the quick out, just designed to gain 2, 3, 4 yards. But the pressure from Pierre didn't allow him to get the pass off.
So now there's under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Pierre will take over at their own 36-yard line. They want to try and go 64 yards down the field and get their first lead tonight. Lounsbury will throw to Schuffelbein on that first play from scrimmage, and Schuffelbein will get near the boundary line as he was tripped up, and he'll pick up a gain of 8, and it's 2nd down and 2. Another catch for Schuffelbein, his 7th catch for now 62 yards.
Definitely seeing Pierre settle into a rhythm now, taking what the Tigers are giving them with the underneath throws, with them dropping 8 defenders. Just taking advantage of those short throws and staying on schedule.
83 yards, 11 of 15 throwing for Lounsbury, 62 yards on 7 catches for Schuffelbein. Obviously been the favorite target, making 7 of 11 catches from the Lounsbury throws. This will be a handoff for Ducheneau up the middle. He's got a first down as he gets to the 50-yard line. Another big run there for Kay Ducheneau, who has eclipsed the century mark on that run as he gets out to the 50-yard line. Ends up being a gain of about 7, I believe, and puts him right at the 100-yard mark on 20 carries. Not a bad average, 5 yards per carry for Ducheneau, and it's 1st and 10 from the 50.
Yeah, and there again, he hasn't really popped the big play, but he's been very steady. Get just, as you said, 5-yard average, and he's getting 5 yards, 6 yards every time. And when you can count on that, you have something to build your offense on.
Play clock down to 6. This could be the final play of this third quarter. It'll be a jet sweep for Jaron Deal on the left side as he got to the line of scrimmage, and he was able to dive forward. He went from the Governor side of the 50-yard line to the Huron side of the 50-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 1 for Deal on the catch, and it is 2nd down and 9. And that could take us to the end of the third quarter. Coach Steele still calling a play, though. 14 seconds to go in the quarter. 20 seconds on the play clock, so they can let this run all the way out. We'll see if they run another play. 6 seconds remaining. Lounsbury will get the snap away. Handoff for Ducheneau. He's wrapped up. He's going to lose that yard back, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10 when we head and start the fourth quarter. 7-7 as we go to the fourth between Pierre and Huron. Back in a minute for the fourth quarter. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is proud to support our local athletes and all the fall sports that bring our community together. At BMC, we're here to take the stress out of car buying and maintenance. Whether you're in for routine service or looking to drive home in a brand new Chevy, you'll find a team that's honest, helpful, and ready to go the extra mile. Beck Motor Company. We're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com.
Becky Pottsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
We welcome you back. It is the start of the fourth quarter. Pierre Governors and Huron Tigers tied on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. John McClure alongside Mendel Miller. And not many times that you don't even have to really flip the football around. It just flip the guys around, and they will go from right to left as we're at the 50-yard line. But a big 3rd down, 3rd and 10 from the 50 to start this fourth quarter. Governors with the football. Pistol formation, rolling to the right, Lounsbury on the snap. He'll throw after the pump fake. Shufflebine's wide open to make the catch, and he's going to get inside the 30-yard line. A huge gain. They're going to spot him at the 30, so a gain of 20 for Shufflebine on 3rd and 10, and Pierre's got a big first down.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a 3-level concept there with Terwilliger underneath and Shufflebine being the deep out, wide open, and makes a nice catch. Great throw by Lounsbury on the sideline there. Gives him chance to catch it in stride and keep running.
He is nearing the double-digit catch mark and the century mark receiving-wise, as Lounsbury just goes over the century mark with 104 yards passing on 12 of 17 throwing. Pistol formation here for Lounsbury. Toss right side for Ducheneau. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to lose a yard, maybe 2. And that Huron defense, Oakley Anderson was there, as well as also Mason Juergens. And it's 2nd down. They're going to loss of 1, a long 1 to make it 2nd and 11.
Yeah, good defense there by Huron, shutting it down before it could really get started. And, I think they've come to realize that they need to get more bodies closer to the line of scrimmage as Pierre was kind of running at will, and they're going to make that adjustment.
So now they're going to say it's a loss of 2 overall, 2nd down and 12. Lounsbury steps back to pass. He'll look. That throw to Terwilliger is broken up. Man behind him was Holst that was able to get a hand right through Juergens, able to get the hand right through Terwilliger to break up the pass, and it's 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, nice play there, and I don't think Lounsbury could probably see him behind Terwilliger, and he just stepped around at the last minute to get that ball knocked away.
So now 3rd down and 12, 11-14 to go. Governors just converted on 3rd and 10 for 20 yards. They need at least 13 yards, well, at least 12 yards right now to pick up a first down. Empty backfield, 3 receivers near side. Play clock down to 4. Lounsbury, he will get the snap, and it's going to be a designed run up the middle, and he's got nowhere to go. Huron had that play sniffed out, and it's 4th down and long for Pierre. A gain of 1 to make it 4th down and 11.
Yeah, similar place to where Huron's been here a couple times tonight, as you've called it. No man's land, where it doesn't really do you too much good to punt. It's too far for a field goal, so 4th down, get your best 4th and long play.
4 receivers near side. Terwilliger, the lone receiver on the right side of the field. Lounsbury going to get the new play call. 12 seconds to go on the play clock as we're hitting 10:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Fans in Huron trying to make some noise. Back to pass is Lounsbury. He's looking. Now he's rolling to his right. Still going to step up and take off with it. Lounsbury lowers his shoulder, and he's not going to get to the first down marker. He picked up 10. He needed 11. And the Governors will turn the ball over right at the Huron 16 to make that the Huron 21-yard line.
Yeah, good play there. There was nobody open, had a 4 wide receiver look to the left, kind of had everybody going deep. Lounsbury scrambles to the right, and you got to give him credit. He sold out trying to get that last yard and just didn't quite get there.
So now 10:22 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It is the Huron Tigers that will take back over at their own 21. They need to go 80, make that 79 yards down the field to get the lead back. They scored on their first possession of the ball game, have not scored in their last 3 full possessions. Empty backfield here for Anderson Porish. 2 receivers on the near side, on each side. Porish throws over the middle. The catch will be made by Carter Porish, and he's got a first down all the way out to around the 41. That's a gain of 20 for Carter Porish. He's picked up 2 catches for 44 yards, and it's 1st and 10 quickly here for Huron as they get outside their own 20, out of the shadow of their own end zone to now near midfield.
Yeah, one of the first times that Huron's really looked for the middle of the football field. They've then thrown to the sidelines and things like that. Had the seam route for the tight end, and Porsche is a big target. Hit him in stride and picks up a nice gain.
9:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. 2 receivers on that far side. Pistol formation, another high snap, and then Porsche, I think he just slipped and fell, and it ends up being a gain of about 1 for Porish. I think he'd like to have that play back, but the Governors will take that with only a gain of 1 for Porish.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was around there. He just lost his footing as he tried to make a sharp cut upfield. But give Pierre credit. They forced him off his path and created the slip.
Here on 42-yard line, 2nd down and 9. Still tie ball game, 7-7 with 9:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. 3 receivers, trips on that far side of the field. Pistol formation, Holst in the backfield. Porsche drops back to pass, one-on-one coverage with Carter. Porsche up in the air. It is a jump ball. That should be an interception. It will be an interception. Aiden Beam comes away with it, and the Governors force a turnover. And they will take over at their own 30.
Yeah, really nice play by Beam. Had a really good coverage, step for step with him, had inside position, was able to turn around and look for the ball, find the ball, and then giving up 4 or 5 inches to the big tight end, was able to go up and out fighting for the ball.
They had a quick injury timeout with the man cramping on the side near the Huron sideline. But as he gets off the field quickly, 8:58 to go. Aiden Beam, first interception of the season, 3rd overall by the Governor defense. 4th interception by Porish so far this season. He had 3 last week against Huron, Yankton here in Huron. But now the Governors take over, needing to drive 70 yards to get on the board and to get the lead. 2 receivers on the far side. Pistol formation, toss play right side. Kea Ducheno gets run into pretty quickly. He'll pick up about 2 to the 32-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd down and 8.
Huron's going more to a 3-3 defense now, and trying again shut that running lane down that Ducheno's had good success with in the second half.
23 carries, 101 yards for Kea Ducheno. The lone touchdown for the Governors, a 1-yard plunge and dive on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line for Lounsbury. He'll go right up the middle this time, design run. That's what they're hoping to have back on that 4th down play as he gets all the way out to the 44-yard line. A gain of 12 on 2nd and 8 and a 1st down for the Governors.
Another Huron player with a cramp, so we're going to have a little break here.
And that, we're sitting at 8:19 to go in the fourth quarter. That's now the first time that we've officially had a injury timeout. And obviously they blew the play dead whenever one of those Huron Tigers were down with a cramp. Juergens quickly gets back up. But that's the first time we've had a stoppage of play that wasn't called on a timeout from a team or had a timeout, at the end of the quarter or a touchdown. It's been quickly played football to this point with 8:19 to go, but we've got a long way to go to the finish, and you really need to settle in for this fantastic finish down the stretch for the Governors.
Yeah,
and the Tigers.
absolutely. Just like we were talking about earlier, limited number of possessions, so every play is critical from here on out.
This is just the 6th possession of the ball game for Pierre. This is only the 11th possession overall. Another design run for Lounsbury as he runs up on the snap. Lounsbury got hit pretty hard at the 50-yard line. He'll get to the 49, a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down and 3 here for the Governors.
Yeah, good pop there by Hofer on Lounsbury, but he's putting his body at risk here, trying to get every yard he can. Understands the gravity of the situation here, that this is a critical drive for Pierre.
3 receivers on the far side. Receiver here on the near side, that shuffle by and the lone man. Empty backfield, shotgun formation for Lounsbury. 2nd down and 3 from the Huron 49-yard line. Looks a quick pass, a throw, diving, trying to make the catch, and he does make the catch, as that what I believe was Dilgis.
Pass complete to Dilgis.
And Dilgis will make his 3rd grab when it turns into a gain of just 1, and it's 3rd down and 2.
Another little bubble screen there. Just a little bit of miscommunication where Lounsbury leads him up the field, and Dilgis was more of a stationary target.
2 receivers on each side, 3rd down and 2 from the Huron 48-yard line with 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Kay Ducheneau in the backfield, pistol formation. Lounsbury gets the snap, hands off for Ducheneau. Trying to get to that 1st down marker. He's going to be a yard short, but a flag will come in. Is it going to be a face mask against Huron and give the Governors a 1st down? There's really no signal from either side. Nobody really was excited about the end of that play.
5-yard face mask penalty, and on the end of the run, that'll be a 1st down.
So it ends up being a gain. Actually, it was no gain on that play for Ducheneau, but it's a 5-yard penalty that makes it 1st and 10 for the Governors as they're inside the 45-yard line to the 43, excuse me.
Yeah, and even though that was a no-gain run, that was a great run by Ducheneau. Huron double blitz up the middle. Pierre ran that play right into it. Ducheneau was able to slide just a half step to the right and get through that and get back to the line of scrimmage and create the face mask.
Mendel, we got 6.5 minutes to play. Governors still have to go 43 yards. How much time can they take off of this clock as Lounsbury will dive forward for a gain of about 1, and it's 2nd down and 9. You know, if you're able to pick up 10 yards every 3 downs or 4 downs, you can really milk this clock down to where Huron maybe doesn't have a chance to ever possess the ball again.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of the way Pierre's been operating here in the 2nd half. They've kept the ball on the ground, kept the clock running, staying ahead of schedule, staying ahead of the chains. This is probably one of the few 2nd and longs they've faced.
To make that 4 receivers here on the near side. 2nd down and 9, empty backfield. Lounsbury, quick pass. Still just makes the catch, but he fell to a knee when he made the catch. They're going to say it's incomplete, which is actually beneficial for the Governors to make it 3rd down and 9 instead of 3rd down and 11. The only thing that helps for maybe Huron is that it ends up being a stoppage. The clock stops instead of continuing to run.
Yeah, exactly, and that was a benefit. Certainly don't want to be 3rd and 11. 3rd and 9's not much better, but every yard's critical.
2 receivers here on the near side. 3rd down and 9 from the Huron 42-yard line. 5:35 to play in the 4th quarter. From the shotgun, it'll be a run to the right side. I believe that was Deal that maybe was running the football that time. It will be Deal that will get to the 40-yard line, so it's a gain of just 2, and it's 4th down and 7. And what do you do right here, Mendel? It's 4th and long. You're at a spot where you're plus territory, but you give a shorter field on a turnover on downs right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're lining up. They may try to draw them offside, make it 4th and 1 or 2, but yeah, you're going to give good field position if you can't pick up this 1st down.
And we'll see what the Governors, if they actually snap the ball or not. Play clock is down to 3. Lounsbury, he will get the snap. The play goes off. Lounsbury, the throw over the middle, the catch by Terwilliger in traffic. It is a 1st down for the Governors inside the 30 to the 29. A gain of 11 on 4th and 7.
Yeah, great play by Terwilliger there, just boxing out the defense. Lounsbury puts it on his outside shoulder away from the defender, and Terwilliger's able to snatch it, keep control of it, even though the defender was in good position, and then pick up a critical 1st down.
We don't talk about this in high school football very often, but you're at a point, if you're the Huron Tigers, that maybe you start thinking about taking your timeouts in a tie ball game to try and at least get the ball back. We're down to 4:15 to go. Play clock is down to 2. They're going to get the play off in time. They will. Quick toss pass for Shufflebein on the jet sweep. He's able to spin off that initial tackle to get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Instead of a loss of about 3 or 4, it turns into just 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think if Pierre gets another first down, then they'd definitely be in field goal range, if nothing else, and then Huron has to think about taking those timeouts. I think they probably figure right now they're far enough out that maybe they won't have to.
3:40 to go here in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the 29. Clock continues to roll. Pistol formation here for Lounsbury. Steps back, he'll pump fake. Now he's got a man wide open. It is Deal, and he drops it. Deal was right in his hands, and he drops the sure touchdown, and it's 3rd down and 10 from the 29.
Yeah, definitely a blown assignment there. He was clear by 10 yards, like Huron didn't realize he was on the outside. Nobody came over to pick him up. Either the corner was supposed to run with him and didn't, or the safety was very late rotating over.
So now it's 3rd down and 10. Jaron Deal, the sophomore, and the old adage of you're so wide open that it's sometimes hard to make the catch. You can make the catch in traffic, but when you're that wide open, it becomes that much more of a thought process to you. Lounsbury rolls to the right on 3rd and 10. The throw, Terwilliger makes the catch. He is upended quickly. Terwilliger will get a gain of about 3 or 4, and it's now 4th down for the Governors again. And it's 4th and about 7. They're going to call it a gain of just 2. And it's 4th and 8 now here for Pierre.
Yeah, you're looking at 45 yards for a field goal here, so it's another 4th down and go for it type of opportunity. Last time they looked for Terwilliger about 10 to 12 yards downfield. I'd look for something similar here.
Under 3 minutes to go. Play clock is now down to 8. 4th and 8 from the 27. Have to get it to the 19. They get Huron to jump. That's a big penalty coming up against the Huron Tigers to make it 4th down and 3.
It might be procedure.
No. Instead, it's 4th and 13 instead of 4th and 3.
Yeah, it looked like the right side of the Pierre line just twitched just a little bit. That caused the response from Huron.
And now, with 2:47 to go, they will wind the clock. 4th and 13 from the 32-yard line. You got to pick up to the 19-yard line. And again, you're probably, if you're kicking a field goal or you're punting, not much difference in field position if you don't complete the pass or pick up the first down. 2.5 minutes to go. 4th down and 13 from the 32-yard line. Lounsbury steps back to pass. He'll throw over the middle of the field, looking to the end zone, and he overthrows his intended receiver in Shufflebein, and it will be incomplete and a turnover on downs. And Huron, with 2:19 to go, has a chance to go score in the next, again, under 2.5 minutes to try to win the football game.
Yeah, he had Terwilliger on a deep in, and Shufflebein running the post behind him and just overthrow him. He had his defender beat. It looked like it would have taken a pretty well-placed pass to find him, but it was probably there.
So now it's 1st and 10 for Huron at their own 32-yard line with 2:19 to go. Both teams have 3 timeouts each. So the playbook is wide open for the Huron Tigers. Porish will look to pass here. Pump fake. Now he'll throw down the field. Looking for his man, Beam. Another interception for Aiden Beam. And the Governors get the ball right back with 2:13 to go. They went with the pump fake and threw it down the field looking for number 14, which would be a Chase Schuchart, who had not made a catch to this point this season. And Beam gets his 2nd interception, and the Governors will have it at their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, almost a carbon copy of the first interception for Beam. He's got excellent technique inside, has a receiver pinned against the sideline, looks back for the ball, makes a play on the ball, and another huge play by the Pierre secondary.
So now the Governors at their own 34-yard line, 66 yards away from winning this football game with 2:13 to go. All 3 timeouts. I would say if you're Pierre, again, barring a turnover, you're just trying to be the last possession of this 4th quarter. Toss pass out to the right side. Might be more of a run for Scheffelbein. I believe it was behind the line of scrimmage. Deal made the catch. And more is a running play for Deal, and it ends up picking up 7 to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that looked like a backwards pass to Deal. Different formation with Lounsbury taking the snap under center so that he could throw it backwards to Deal a little bit easier.
Under 2 minutes to go, 1:40 remaining in the fourth quarter, and a tie game at 7-7. 3 receivers here on the near side. Empty backfield here for Lounsbury. Bobbled the snap, but he takes off with it. He's got enough for a first down as he got to the 45, a gain of 4. Clock is stopped momentarily to reset the chains, and we're now under 90 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. 45 yards rushing now for Lounsbury on 10 carries. 3 timeouts still for the Governors. They got to get down the field for another 55 yards. Shotgun formation for Lounsbury. Empty backfield. Now down to 110. Lounsbury looks to his left. He'll throw. That's going to be intercepted. And the Huron Tigers will take it all the way back for a touchdown. A pick 6, and they lead it. Number 22, Jeremy Hofer, takes it 50 yards down the field. And Pierre with 101 will have to go down and score.
Yeah, looking for the out play. You're trying to throw the 6 or 8 yard out, catch the ball, get out of bounds, and they had 3 receivers out here to the near side, to the left of the formation. Just underthrew it a little bit, and if you throw behind and out, bad things happen. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. Huron's able to pick it up and take it back for a pick 6.
Extra point upcoming. This could be a big play as well. If you don't get the extra point, Pierre can score in 61 seconds and have an extra point to win the football game. Mr. Min for the extra points. It is off the goalpost and no good. Off the upright. That, like I said, that's a big play because now Pierre can score and any conversion can win the football game.
Absolutely.
They have all 3 timeouts with 1:01 to go. Huron's got all the momentum, but Pierre has a little bit of life in them right now to still win this football game.
Yeah, absolutely. Just even the momentum of missing the extra point, you know, gives you a little bit of confidence. Like, hey, this game's still there for the taking. And we've seen Pierre go the length of the field in 60 seconds several times in the last few years. I know that the offense is confident they can do it. It's just a matter of going out and taking advantage of it. You know, the challenge will be with Huron dropping so many people. You got to hit a seam or you got to hit a big play on the sideline away from the Huron help.
You know, the good news here for the Governors right now, with 3 timeouts, they have some time to still run the football. And especially if you're going to drop 9 guys back, you get them down the field, you can take off and pick up yards on the ground that would normally have to be picked up through the air, and you can still make those, it's still called those 3 timeouts, because right now it's all about scoring. If you don't score on this possession, ball game's over regardless of how quick the possession goes.
Yeah, absolutely. The challenge to that is you got to pick up chunk yards. You know, you got to pick up chunk yards. You got to get the first down.
On the kickoff, it'll be a line drive kick. It'll bounce its way out of bounds, and that's a huge break for the Governors. You immediately take no time off the clock, and you're sitting at near, or now let's see, is Coach Steele going to say, hey, let's take the yardage and make them kick again? That might be what he's wanting to do right now. And he's going to make them kick again.
That's just showing a lot of confidence in your return game. And
so they will re-kick from the 35-yard line now.
And probably a good decision. You know, I mean, the big plays can happen, and it can certainly happen in the return game as well as on offense. I think Coach Steele has a lot of confidence that the Deal can get a good return here. I don't think they kick it to...
I wouldn't think you want to kick it to Scheffelbein.
No.
But, you know, Deal's got some good speed as well. Porsche was the one that kicked it off the first time. He's going to kick it again. Will it be another quick kick? And it will be. It will bounce its way up. It'll be picked up by Ducheneau. And Ducheneau will get to around the 40-yard line. So not much difference here for the Governors from where it initially would have been. 3 seconds are on the clock for the extra 4 or 5 yards that they pick up. And so 60 yards from the end zone for the Governors in 58 seconds and 3 timeouts. Can the Govs do it? Lounsbury, who is now 17 of 26, 118 yards, and an interception. The only touchdown was a 1-yard touchdown run by Lounsbury. That tied the ball game up. Pierre has not led in this game. 3 receivers here on the near side, empty backfield. Lounsbury looking to pass, throws over the middle. The catch is going to be made, and a big hit as the first initial catch, as it ends up being the catch for Hudson Stosher. Stosher makes his first reception of the season. Ends up being a gain of 6. Clock is still running. Pierre's got all 3 timeouts with 35 seconds to go. Throw over the middle, catch made by Shufflebind. He gets inside the 40 to around the 39-yard line. That's a big gain. Coach Steele again not taking the timeout quite yet. From the 46 out to the 39.
Huron's in a deep 5-6 deep, so that 10-yard, 15-yard pass is there.
Ends up being a gain of 12 for Shufflebind. There's another throw, and Dilgus can't make the catch, and it's 2nd down and 10 with 21 seconds to go from the 39-yard line.
Bring up a 2nd down.
It ended up being a gain of 12 on that last throw. 19 of 29 now for Lounsbury for 136 yards, and he needs another 39 with 21 seconds remaining. Still 3 timeouts remaining here for the Governors. Lounsbury draws back to pass from the shotgun. Looking, throwing, near side. Deal makes the catch. He's out to the 30 to around the 25 where he's pushed out of bounds. A gain of about 14, another first down for the Governors.
Yeah, good decision there by Deal, getting everything he could. Got on the sideline so that when he was tackled, he was going to be sure to be out of bounds. And now you got to think that Pierre's got 3 plays and 3 timeouts to use them.
13 seconds to go. They have to be somewhat quick if they don't score here. You're looking at, though, about 2 more plays. You have 3 timeouts, but you got 2 more plays. And Coach Steele will use one of those timeouts, knowing he probably has 2 more plays, where you can throw one, get a stoppage of a timeout with 13 seconds, probably somewhere around 6 seconds to go. And from 25 yards out, Coach Steele, you got 2 plays to draw up here to get in the end zone. You can pick up half the yards. You can take 2 shots in the end zone. If you get 3 plays off, you have to be very, very quick on the first 2 plays to give yourself a 3rd play.
Yeah, 13 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds is what you have. I think you got to hit, I don't know, you're on where is the ball? 25-yard line. You almost got to get 10 or 5 to 10 and call that quick timeout, and then you got 2 shots at the end zone. What you can't afford to do is you can't afford to sit back in the pocket and let too much time go down. It's got to be your first read, 2nd read at most, and the ball's got to come out.
Yeah, it is no longer of being patient in the pocket. You probably have to force the throw.
Yeah.
If not, you have to get out of the pocket and throw it out of bounds and get another play call. 13 seconds to go from the 25-yard line. Huron's got 3 timeouts still as well, by the way. Empty backfield here for Lounsbury from the shotgun. Lounsbury, quick pass over for Shufflebind. He'll make the catch. He gets to the 20, out to the 15. He is down for a first down. The Governors will probably take one of those 2 timeouts they have left. They will, with 6 seconds to go. And Pierre will have 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line at the 14. So it turns into a gain of 11, and it's 1st and 10, but really it's 1st and goal from the 14-yard line. You got, probably this is the last play of regulation with 6 seconds to go.
So that play took 7 seconds.
Yep.
That was a long pass to the sideline with a run after the catch. So you can get 2, but it's got to be something over the middle of the field and quick if you're gonna hit it, and it's basically got to be at the goal line.
Shufflebind has 105 yards receiving on 11 catches, 161 yards through the air for Lounsbury on 21 of 31 pass attempts. And it comes down, and Huron's got 3 timeouts. Do they take a timeout just to see what the Governors have for their formation? But then it comes to the chess match on if the Pierre Governors say, well, we're going to change our play.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
got to see what we have, so we're going to change our play.
Yeah, and, for Huron, those timeouts they're not going to count later. There's no need to go home with them. If you're not happy with that look, you have to call that timeout. And then, again, like you said, the chess match begins.
Here's the ball game right now. 4 receivers on the near side. They're going to get somebody stacked over on the right side. Shufflebind will go that way. They still got 20 seconds of the play clock. It is 6 seconds to go from the 19-yard line. Lounsbury looking to throw over the middle. It will fall incomplete with 2 seconds to go. Terwilliger trying to make the catch, and it skipped off the ground, and they will get one more play. So now, here's your ball game. Pierre has to get into the end zone. There is no other time left. The Governors will take their final timeouts and call one more play to try and score to win this ball game. Potentially win the ball game.
Exactly, and at least tie it up, right?
Yep.
Then you're in overtime for sure, pending the PAT. But, 3 receivers wide left, 2 right, with Terwilliger being the inside receiver trying to run a post. But Huron's very aware of Cooper Terwilliger. They've been doubling him all night. I think there was 3 around him on that pass. It would have taken a perfect pass. Even then, he had caught it and been down at about the 1. So certainly easier than scoring from the 14, but still a challenge.
So now your play call on the Governor's side is get a score, but you don't necessarily have to throw it into the end zone. You can catch it and run in the end zone. If you're Huron, you've dropped 9 guys back before. Do you think about just dropping all 11 guys back in coverage and making the Governors? I mean, I would never have thought that would be the case, but you start thinking about this, that if they're going to rush 2, what's keeping them from rushing 0 to try and keep the Governors from winning the football game?
Yeah, exactly. And you can put 4 or 5 guys across the goal line and another 3 or 4 guys behind them and only rush those 2 and then just rally up and make the tackle.
3 receivers here near side. Final play of the regulation. Can the Governors score to tie the ball game up at 13? Lounsbury will look to pass. He'll step up, he'll roll, he'll throw to the end zone, jump ball. It is going to be incomplete. And the Huron Tigers beat the Pierre Governors 13-7 on a pick 6 in the final minute of the ball game. They threw it to the end zone. Mendel, I couldn't see who it was they were trying to get into.
It actually, I think, hit Cooper Terwilliger in the hands, but there was a big crowd there. They threw it high for Terwilliger. He's 6'6", trying to go up and get it. I think he did get at least one hand on it, but there was enough traffic that he couldn't secure the catch.
So it is a 13-7 win for the Huron Tigers over the Pierre Governors tonight. We'll step aside for 3 minutes and come back with a post-game show. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. You know that feeling when you're exactly where you're meant to be? That's what it feels like to bank at First National Bank Pierre. We're not some big faceless corporation. We're your neighbors. We're the people you see at the grocery store, at the local ball game. We're committed to helping this community grow one person at a time. Need a loan for your new home? Or maybe you're starting that business you've always dreamed of. Our team is here ready to listen and help you find the right financial solution. Because at First National Bank in Pierre, we believe in hometown banking. Visit us at one of our 2 locations in Pierre or our Fort Pierre location. First National Bank, your hometown bank.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers 30-plus years of in-home support services to our local communities. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Hi, I'm South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley. If you are a crime victim, there is a way you can stay updated on your case. Crime victims can access the statewide Automated Victim Information and Notification System, or SAVIN. This free service provides victims with important criminal information and notifications. For more information, call 1-844-299-4608 or go to savin.sd.gov.
Looking for a positively good time this holiday season? Then come on down to Give Thanks Holiday Festival. We're celebrating all creatures great and small at the Northridge Plaza on Saturday, November 22nd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So grab your friends and family. It's the Give Thanks Holiday Festival, Saturday, November 22nd at the Northridge Plaza. A day of fun for everyone, even the ones with 4 legs. See you there. James Valley Landscape and Solutions, creating breathtaking spaces. All because of them, with 40 years of experience and the best landscaping team in the business, hire them to create spaces unimaginable. For a career with great benefits and a rewarding salary, let them hire you. James Valley Landscape and Solutions. We welcome you back into the post-game show. The Pierre Governors, they fall 13-7 here tonight to the Huron Tigers. John Wickler alongside Mendel Miller as we start to wrap things up here this evening. And Mendel, Huron, it's been a long time since the Huron Tigers can ring the bell with their win here at home against the Pierre Governors, but you can see that Huron's kind of trying to turn the corner in their program, and the Pierre Governors have a little bit more answers more questions to answer. But boy, Huron played a heck of a football game defensively and forced. I mean, they deserve this win tonight.
They did. They played really well. They had a great plan. Keep everything in front of them. Don't get beat deep and things like that. They're dropping a lot of players and rallying to make tackles and things like that. And then they adjusted when Pierre kind of went to the run and were able to shut that down with some middle blitzes and things like that. So they definitely played well enough to win. They made a big play when it mattered, and Pierre came back, just couldn't quite make that last play to send it to possible overtime or even win it.
Huron had 50 yards of total offense in that second half. Pierre went from 113 yards in the first half. They had 203 yards in the second half. Scored a touchdown. They did get their one score, but they did not capitalize at the end of that game a couple times as they got close to the red zone. In that turnover, it wasn't even a turnover on downs. It was just incomplete on that second down play to close out the ball game. But Pierre was the better team offensively in that second half, but they didn't. One mistake, one offensive mistake in that second half, the interception that was returned for a touchdown, is the difference in this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was some things happened in the first half. Huron fumbled on 3 out of 4 plays and were able to recover all of them. And Beam makes 2 really big interceptions for Pierre, but they were both on like 40, 45-yard passes, so just as good as a punch. The Huron didn't make the big mistake to give Pierre the short field to really take advantage of the momentum they had.
Well, as we look at some of the offense, Kate Ducheneau finished with 101 yards rushing on 24 carries, 45 yards for Caleb Lounsbury, who had the 1-yard touchdown run that tied the game in the first drive of the second half. He had 10 carries overall. Deal had 9 yards on 2 carries. Shufflebein made 11 catches for 105 yards as Lounsbury went 21 of 33 for 161 yards and the 1 interception, as the Governor offense had 316 yards of offense, as Twilliger had 3 catches for 15 yards. Ended up being 23 yards on 3 catches for Jaron Deal, 12 yards on 3 catches for Lincoln Dilgis, and 1 catch for 6 yards for Hudson Stosher. And for the Huron Tigers, again, not a lot of offense in the second half. 2 picks for Porish on his last 2 throws of the ball game. He threw for 113 yards, 10 of 21 for 113 yards, for a touchdown for Mason Juergens of 7 yards out. And that pick 6, the other score for the Huron Tigers. 40 yards on 7 carries for Landon Holes, 26 yards on 9 carries for Anderson Porish. 50 yards receiving on 6 catches for Mason Juergens. It was a 44 yards for Carter Porish making the catch, 2 catches for 44 yards. Schultz with 4 yards on a catch and 15 yards for Winiger on his catch. And again, Huron made the plays down the stretch when they needed to, and Pierre just didn't quite have enough tonight. And it doesn't get any easier from here. I know that Watertown will be a tough matchup next Friday, and obviously Huron has shown that they're going to be a tough team when they end up losing by 17 or so to Yankton, but had a lead in the second half. Huron's shown that they're a pretty good football team, but Watertown's not going to be any easier next Friday when they go and take on the 11 AA state champions.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we talked before the game about what did Pierre get from the first game, and I think this outcome shows that Huron got more from their first game than Pierre got from theirs. And that's unfortunate. The weather really impacted them, and Huron played a much cleaner game. I bet they had 10 or 15 penalties last week in that first game, and they cleaned a lot of that up, and they were a lot more careful with the football in the passing game and things like that. So certainly, as you said, there's questions to be answered, but if anything, last year showed that Pierre can bounce back and get to where they need to be. So I think the road starts on Monday at practice.
Yeah, and we're only 2 games in the season. Pierre had a 4-game losing streak last year, and we're 1 play away from winning a 8th straight 11 AA state championship. If there's anything that you should have learned from the Pierre Governors from the last near decade under the head coach of Steve Steele, is that Pierre plays its best football at the end of the season and not so much at the beginning of the season. Obviously, they don't want to. They don't. Coach Steele might be the one. I don't know if I know anybody else that hates to lose more than he does. And there's a lot of people that hate to lose, and he really hates to lose. But he also understands that a loss in the beginning of September is much different than a loss in November. And that will be where the Governors will grow from this game, and adjustments will be made, and things will, the panic button is far from being hit by just losing 1 game to the Huron Tigers on a Friday night and the first Friday of September. It is far from being hit right now, but the Governors will have to really settle into the season starting, as you said, Mendel, on Monday to get things working to go for next week Friday against Watertown.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to learn lessons from wins, but there's a lot of lessons to be learned here tonight, and I think the biggest lesson that Pierre's going to take is that every play is critical. It only takes one play to change a game, and that certainly was what happened here tonight.
We went through the stats as well as also, and of course, it looks like we will not talk with Coach Steele after the game tonight. We'll talk with him at Coach's Corner on Wednesday, as well as also in the pregame show next week. Couple final scores. Sturgis beat Douglas 35-0. T is up 25-0 on Aberdeen, looking to get the win. Spearfish leading at Rapid City Central 14-6, and Yankton has a 45-26 lead in the fourth quarter over the Watertown Arrows. So they're looking to make Watertown 0-2 to start off the 2025 season in their quest to repeat as state champions. So that will wrap things up for us here this evening from Huron, as the Tigers will win it 13-7 over the Pierre Governors. Pierre is now 1-1. Huron also 1-1, and we'll have Pierre Governor football next week Friday, 6:30 with coverage, 7 o'clock kickoff at the brand new Watertown field, their turf field. We'll play there for the first time ever coming up on Friday. That would be only their second game ever. They hosted Jefferson last Friday. We've got Pierre Governor volleyball tomorrow in Mitchell. We'll have coverage at 2 o'clock with a 2:30, right around 2 o'clock with a 2:30 first serve on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Thanks to Emma Thielen back at the station. For Mendel Miller, John Winkler here signing off. 13-7 win for the Huron Tigers over the Pierre Governors, as we say so long from Huron.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Sports on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by Bank West, Allied Plumbing, Beck Motors, Home Care Services, Venture Communications, Vilas Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, State Farm Insurance, CHS River Plains, and Zander Auto Parts. And by Wheelhouse Auto Body, Slumberland, SD Savin, Shane's Pharmacy, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, First Fidelity Bank, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping. And by Wagner Auto, Sanford Clinic, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Envirotech, First National Bank, and Faith Lutheran Church. And by Kruger Climate Systems, River Bottom Sanitation, Rising Hope Counseling, Pizza Ranch, Olson Plumbing, Dakota Storm Roofing, Ferding Electric, James Valley Landscaping, Lamb Motors, May Adam, and First Dakota National Bank, and by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Kruger Contracting, Karsten Erickson Roofing, Gales Gas, Edward Jones Financial, and First United Methodist Church. Join us all season for more of the Pierre Governors. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting, Central South Dakota's sports leader.